season on Sister Wives.
You know how long I've been waiting for this? Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here. You just make sure people know what happened here today.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH, country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I want to visit. Are you alive? Or just breathing?
Here we go. Here we damn go. The live show be kicking your butt. Let me get a 1 if you guys can hear me now. All right. I see some ones coming. You ain't have no sound, James. They trying to stop your speech. Speak your speech, brother. Speak your speech. Let's get them likes up. Let's get the likes up. Go ahead, hit them like buttons. Don't be stingy. Don't be a Kody. Hit the like button. It'll be good for you. All right, awesome, guys. Guess what? I got to tell you, since this all started, Brotman had a couple subscriptions I could use to watch this show, right? And neither one of those subscriptions had commercials. Like I had the Max, I had Discovery Plus, I had it hooked up so I didn't have to watch any dang on commercials. Loving life, loving life. Then TLC, the habitual bag droppers, turned around and said, you know what? The first night that the show aired, you can't see it if you have Discovery Plus or Max. Those old platforms that we get money from, we're not going to let you watch the show. So instead, you have to have this special subscription where I'm paying a shit ton of money so that I can watch a ton of commercials, a metric freaking ton of commercials. I'm not mad about what happened on the show tonight. Tonight's show was relatively lame, if you get what I'm saying and you saw it. What has me in a bunch is the fact that I'm paying all this damn money and I feel like I'm getting more commercial than show. I feel like I went to a restaurant, got dressed up, got my lady looking good, smelling good, feeling good. We drive to the restaurant, pull the door open, and try my lady. She walks in, we sit at the table. Oh, James, Mr. James, we've been expecting you, sir, with your reservation. And then we go to the table, and I pull the chair out, and this is how you know Kody's full of shit, him and his relationship with Robyn. The fact that he had to ask Robyn, can I pull the chair out for you, my dear? If it's something that you normally do, she would just kind of hang back for you to do it because that's what you do. Like I don't think I've ever asked my lady if I could pull a chair out for her. Never. Matter of fact, I'll go as far as to say I don't think any woman that I've ever gone out with I've ever had to say, excuse me, let me get that. The only way that might happen is if this is the first time we've actually gone somewhere. I would pull a chair out for a woman that I'm not dating or in a relationship with. There's no way I could be married to a woman for 15 years and we go to a restaurant and I have to inform her that I'm going to pull a chair out. That's crazy shit. That's insane. I don't know. But anyway, I'm getting a little sidetracked. I apologize. We get to the restaurant. I pull the chair out. We sit down to our delicious meal. And as I'm sitting there for my delicious meal, they start bringing out bread and bread and bread and bread, a little bit of salad and bread. and bread. And when I go to order my big, fat, juicy steak with my delicious sides, they keep bringing out bread. That's what I feel like I was watching tonight. A big bread sandwich. Okay, that's what this whole episode was like for me. It was like watching a big ass bread sandwich. Nobody wants to eat a bread sandwich. Okay, now, granted, I do love some good bread, but I don't want to eat it as the main course. This isn't an entree meal. I wanted to watch Sister Wives tonight, not commercials about people with nut allergies and erectile dysfunctions and all kinds of, I don't even know what the hell. Who do you guys have doing your marketing? Why would you put that? Like half the stuff didn't even make sense for the particular show I was watching. What are we doing, folks? I don't know. TLC, you got to do better. Like I think they're gonna be all. I think it's gonna go bad. You know what I mean? Remember, it reminds me of that old. Like I'm old. Remember, there was a commercial back in the day. Wendy's had a commercial. Where's the beef? When they used to have like the talk about like the competitor restaurants, hamburger restaurants, where they have like all this bread and a little disc for the hamburger, and the old lady was like, "Where's the beef?" That's what I felt like I was watching tonight. Where the hell is the beef, TLC? Where's the storyline? Another rant point that I have about how Sister Wives is proceeding. Here's my warning. I might make a video about this specifically about it because I think it has some one, I think the story has legs. Two, I think it needs to be said. TLC, Brown family, if you guys don't start talking about more than Coyote Pass, Christine with, I'm doing this with David and I never did it with Kody, Robyn and Kody, everybody is assholes and they blew up our relationship and we can't never be together because of that, and everybody else is wrong. If you guys don't expand your storylines and start actually getting into real stuff, you're going to get canceled. Okay? Now, clearly, I mean, I make content off you guys, so I don't want that. I know y'all don't want that. You got to do better. Now, if you're going to be on a reality show, I mean, I can find other things to talk about, which reminds me, I have some good news coming. I have some things in the work, a little collab plan jumping that I hope you guys will be excited about. Have that coming. I'm also really considering doing a podcast where I'm not necessarily going to get away completely away from Sister Wives, but I'm going to talk about other things, other topics that I have. I'm running my list down on things I want to talk about, and I'm going to try to bring on guests so that we could actually have a conversation about these topics. I'm very excited about it. But so I mean, at the end of the day, I'll be all right with as far as Sister Wives. Might give me a little kick in the pants to do some other stuff anyway. Fine and good. But folks, Brown family, if you guys are saying that you need this check, and clearly you need this check because let's be honest, like I told my daughter about work, I don't give a shit how much people say that they don't need this job. I don't need this job. I don't need this job. Yes, you do. Because nobody shows up to a job that they don't need, okay, or want to be at. Like, it just doesn't happen. You're not getting up at 6 o'clock. First time something happened that you don't like, you're out of there. And on jobs, that's pretty much every job. Something's going to happen. Somebody going to say something stupid. Peace out. I'm done. Like, you will literally, if you don't need to be there, you will clock in and clock out within 10 minutes. You know, I don't need this shit. Bam. That's how they go. So you guys need this job. You don't have people filming your house 8 months out of the year, forcing you to have arguments and discussions and meet with people that you don't want to meet with and have no interest in talking to because you just, for shits and giggles. Okay, you guys need this job. And it's cool that you need the job. It is what it is. I mean, it's a good job. You guys making 6 figures. Welcome to, you guys are knocking the financial doors down. But if you want to keep this job, you got to start bringing something more to the table. That's just my point of view. Because a lot of this stuff, I think a lot of the reason why people are so frustrated with what they're seeing on screen is because so much of it is just retread material. It's stuff that we've already talked about. Now, it is kind of cool to get some nuances about some of the older subject matters, like how he passed, what happened when Kody and Meri broke up. That stuff is kind of cool. Okay, let me turn this a little bit. That stuff is kind of cool. What's not cool is every episode you guys are trying to stretch this thing out. Like they're going back talking about the release now with Meri. Like it's just okay. I mean, you guys could have did this in the episode where you talked about the release instead of putting in all that filler, all that bread. Okay, it's almost at the point now where I'm ready to look at the waiter or the waitress and say, if you bring out another damn piece of bread and butter, we're in the parking lot rumbling. Okay, you catching a fade because this is ridiculous. It's at a point of ridiculous now. Like I'm looking at the show and there's not a whole lot that was going on. Yeah, somebody said, what do I think about Meri Trash and Kody? I was going to talk about that. Well, I guess we could jump right into it. Meri Trash and Kody. Here's the thing. I think if Meri trash Kody and talk shit about Kody, she would probably be all right. Cody's feelings would get hurt. He getting his fees, and he might say some nasty things about Meri. But I think he might even be a little restrained because deep down, I think that Kody would be afraid of what Mary's actually going to say to him or say about him. So I think he would be a little restrained about it. Here's the problem, though. Here's the problem that Meri has. Meri started talking shit about Robyn. And I don't think Kody can handle that part of it. And not only do you have Meri going after Kody, which is going to create a problem between Meri and Kody, but then you have Meri going after Robyn, the prize wife, the Cody's crown jewel of success, right? He's going after her. Now she is going to start hear that stuff, and she's going to push Kody to go after Meri. Meaning Robyn. Robyn is going to push Kody to go after Meri, and that's going to create a problem. Like there's going to be some smoke in the city, Jack. Like so, I mean, I'm here for it. I think it'll make, it's about time. Like I'm not even mad that Meri did it. I'm more in the camp of it's about damn time. It's about time you started recognizing where your relationship was. It's about time you started being honest about what your relationship was with Robyn. And I think that what held Meri off from coming down on Robyn and let loose on Robyn, because this wasn't like when she started talking about Robyn, for those who don't know, Meri, her one friend that she met with earlier this season, and Jen, we're all sitting on the couch. They were talking about the situation and stuff. And Jen is like, tell her what happened on the Kody pass, basically last season when they went up and Kody and Robyn revealed that they had a covenant and a promise, a sacred contract that if Kody fell out of love with Robyn, he would stop messing with her. So Robyn, of course, gets up, starts crying, and she runs off. I can't believe that. I want to be here for you guys, but I can't stand the pain. And she went off to do the Robyn thing, trying to stop the conversation. Then Kody and Meri continue the conversation on without Robyn, and she come back, of course, with the bullshit. But Jen was like, tell her about what Kody said to you. Kody essentially told her, like, yeah, I wish Robyn wasn't there. Stop right there. Robyn shouldn't have been there. The fact that Robyn had to go says a lot. It says a lot that Meri, if Meri was willing to have the conversation in front of Robyn. This could have been a conversation just between you and Meri if you were really, really worried about it. It was something you wanted to do. But I suspect that Robyn had decided that she wanted to be a part of this conversation because she wanted to try to blow the conversation over to keep Meri hooked in. Because I think that a big mastermind part of Meri staying in the family and staying hooked in the family and being confused was from Robyn's end in talking to Kody and talking to Meri and telling Meri that don't give up, girl. You can get him if you want him. You can have him. He's available for you. You know. So when they did that whole conversation in that description, the three of them sat there and laughed at Robyn, which tells me that there's no love lost there. There's no love lost there. I think the reason why Meri has been so nice to Robyn is because she was trying to get favor with Robyn to get back to Kody. And I think that once that incentive is gone, now all of a sudden the gloves are off. And you're going to hear Meri talk a lot of shit about what's going on with Robyn. Pardon my French. I think I'm cussing a lot. But I think you're going to hear Meri saying a lot of stuff about Robyn before it's all over. So, because she has no allegiance to Robyn. Because she also said, Meri basically said what I was saying the whole time during COVID. Like, if you sit up in the house by yourself following the COVID rules and you're calling Robyn, trying to get over there to see the kids, you're not even getting a call back. Oh, bump that bullshit. Like, bump that. You don't get to blow me off and then sit there and cry and pretend like, oh, I'm so sad that you leave it. Oh, you know, this ain't what I wanted. I don't know. Because the cameras are here. I won't pretend to cry. I'd have told, look, Meri is way nicer than I would have been. You know what I mean? If I was moving out of my house, especially after I was trying to stay cool with you and trying to hang out with you, and I'm moving out of my house, and you come pull up and you stop and work, oh no. If you want to come by here, you can grab a box. Otherwise, you can take your break somewhere else. Okay, because we working. This is a working man's area. Over there is breaking area. You can break your ass over that way while we finish up this job. Or I'll catch up with you. Why don't we finish loading this damn truck up and get ready to go? And then I'll talk to you after we finish loading the truck up. Because I don't even know if I can trust your husband for real. Because this dude is kind of light. And he might get to the point where he decided he's just going to take off and half the work ain't done. So no. We're going to finish up the work. You got to use your help while you got your help. All right. But she comes by, she want to cry because the cameras are there. You got to nip that in the bud. You know, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. And she want to stand there and fake ass cry. What you crying about again? This was really, according to Meri, he said, well, they had a video. I don't even say according to Meri, they had tape of it or a video of it where Kody was like, yeah, that breakup was really hard on Robyn. That breakup was so hard on Robyn. I wish she wasn't there. Hard on Robyn? What are you? What? I lost my whole family. She's still in the position. What are you talking about hard on Robyn? You Nimrods. There was also a point where let me say I wanted to go through some of this stuff because this shit was lame. Let's see. Everything's guarded. Yeah, they keep going back to the cul-de-sac. I would say this. Like, I don't think there's anything weird. Like, the way they're doing it on the show, it's coming off super weird, super cringe. Like, they keep going outside the gate, peeping in the gate. Like, that's cringe. Like, it's a gated community for a reason. Get your cameras and yourselves out of here. But I don't think it's anything wrong with you going back to see, and I say that because I've done it. Like, I'll take the kids back to, like, my, first place we lived and that kind of thing. Before they were born, like, oh, we were here. And then you go back to the places where you used to be. I'm like, wow, okay. I remember I thought this place was huge. This place was tiny, that kind of stuff. Or, I'm not, you know what? I'll go on record. I don't think there's any place that I moved that, because I know the Brown family, they struggled, right? And when you first start out and you're doing it, it's going to be a struggle. And I don't think that there's any shame in the struggle. Like, I look at a lot of the places I live with my family, and I'm like, it might not be the place that I'm in now, but that place had its time, and it had its charm at the time, you know, and I have good memories there. So I don't regret anywhere I lived. Especially, when you with your family and you guys are all together, none of that really matters. So I thought that was funny. Because at first I'm like, why do they keep going back to this damn house? These houses, we would still be together if we didn't move out of the cul-de-sac. I don't know. Somebody said that. I remember saying that. You guys probably would have stayed together if you would have lived in the cul-de-sac. This is how I know y'all watch my show. Hello, how are you? How's everything? Hello. silly billies. Of course you would have been together, especially during 1-9, the panorama. I don't know if I can even say it anymore on this damn platform because of the way they do it. They was better about that whole thing. If you said the 1-9 or you said it out loud, it was like saying, Beetlejuice. Like bad things were coming. So if they would have been together during the lockdowns and all that stuff, it would have been awesome if you guys would have had that whole block to yourself. They could have been outside. You could have been in the middle of the street barbecuing. You guys could have went nuts. Could have had like a little block party every week. You guys were just down there doing stuff. But, Kody wanted to get that money up out them houses. So there's that. Let's see. Oh, so you had them going back. There's a couple things that I wanted to talk about, and then I'll get into like I'll open up the phone lines, let you guys jump in. We had Kody talking about religion. Like, Kody and Robyn went out on a little date tonight, and it just so happens that this is the place that Kody went to with Janelle, and Janelle's asking about County Pass, and Cody's like, well, we skipped a couple steps. What about us? Shall we get back together? And Janelle was like, hell no. So they went back there for that, which was awesome. That was cute. Once again. Yeah, so they went back there for that. And while they were there, they had a very interesting conversation. I don't know if you guys can hear me. This mic is acting a little weird. Pull up a little bit. They had a very interesting conversation about religion. And Kody and Senior Cryy Pants were sitting there talking about, well, the girls, my daughters, they want to ask me about joining a church. At which time Kody starts to talk about the faith and the religion and his belief, and talking about how it's going downhill, how the AUB is basically a cult, how he was actually positioned to transition into a leadership position, but where he was going to be a teacher, an elder, he was going to be in the leadership roles, but he had to cut his hair. And that was a bridge too far. He said, no, I will not cut my golden locks. It was like a knife in the kidneys. So he didn't get promoted in the church because he refused to get a haircut. Now, this actually goes hand in hand with something that I thought about before. With, you think about like the order of the wives and his reasons for marrying the wives. I think part of the reason why he married Christine was because he wanted to have the opportunity to take a leadership role in the church. Now, by the time he gets to Robyn and he's moving into TV and all these other opportunities, I think he's too big for the little AUB church anymore. So yeah, things didn't work out. And he wanted to, spread his wings a little bit. And I get that. I just think it's funny that every time he talked about like a disagreement with his faith and struggling with faith, it all came back to him getting his hair cut. Like, and I understand why he's not doing it. He can't go low on a haircut because if he do, he got that, he got that moonshine up top. So he gotta, you know, he gotta grow it out long on the sides and on the top and keep it long so that way it looks like it's filling in. I get it. It is what it is. But so we had that whole discussion. What was the Kody says his closed-mindedness causes relationships with his daughters. So he did acknowledge, and I was very proud of Kody for this. There was a point where he did acknowledge that his closed-mindedness about faith, religion, whatever, and him thinking that he was the king and the boss and was going to be in charge of these kids had actually damaged his relationship with his kids. So with these particular kids, he's going to take more of a hands-off approach and not try to dictate every aspect of their lives, which is awesome. I mean, congratulations. You finally figured it out. That's great. You're not going to try to boss your kids around, amaze balls. But there is the point where he it's kind of a little too late already. Too little, too late. 1, 2, it doesn't really help if your wife is doing it because Robyn is still heavily involved with it all. And she has to, kind of take a step back and let her kids spread their wings a little bit as far as picking up what they want to do with regard to their church decision. So I think there's that. So close windows. Oh, I did like Kody's friends. Okay, so I did think it was funny when Kody started talking about the them going to the church by themselves. Like, oh, you can't go to church by yourself because I need you to make it apparent that we're together. Like that insecurity, it plays like I get him trying to say it because he thinks it makes him look cool and vulnerable, but it makes him look weird. You know what I mean? It makes him look weird. It's such a weird, like, like if you're scared that your lady is going to go to church and she's going to cheat on you, church has nothing to do with it, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, let me give her a big old ring, which is basically a clone. Like he gave a Christine wedding band clone to his wife. That's freaking weird. Stop being weirdos. Okay, Christine got her thing. Instead of you sitting back looking at what somebody else has and you trying to duplicate that or outdo them on that front, go do your own thing. There was a movie years ago called The Italian Job, starring Mark Wahlberg. It's got a whole bunch of people in it. Kiefer Sutherland, Most Def, Jason Statham. It's got a whole bunch of people. It's a good movie. Edward Norton, he plays the bad guy. And there's a scene in it where the guys are about to steal all this gold, right? It's the first scene in the movie. And they're driving to go steal all this gold. They successfully take the gold. They got like a trunk load of gold, right? Bricks and bricks of gold. And they're talking about like, what you gonna do with your cut? And all the guys in the truck have a goal of what it is they want to do with the money. Like they all have like, these dreams. Like Jason Statham, he wanted to buy Aston Martin and race through the streets with it. Most Def, he wanted to get a room, buy a big old house and have a room separate for his shoes, like basically turn the whole room into a closet for his sneakers. This other kid, tech guy, wanted to have like a sound system that would blow women's clothes off. And everybody had like a dream that they had, except for this one guy who was played by Ed Norton. And basically he said, well, what is your dream, Ed? He was like, I guess I'll just take yours. He stole the money, and that's exactly what he did. Like he just went about the business of stealing everybody's dreams. He bought the Aston Martin. He got the big crazy sound system. He has the room full of sneakers, even though I don't think he ever wore sneakers. It's just he was so envious of everybody around him, and he lacked any imagination to where he couldn't even find happiness for himself. Like, that's a deficit in your character and who you are. And I think that that's what Robyn has, because I could tell you now, like, just me, you do how you do, I'm gonna do how I do. For me, if I found out my lady bought me something because, you know, some guy that she was with at some previous time, his lady bought him something and she wants to duplicate it, or she found out the guy she used to date had bought his wife or his girlfriend something, or took her on a trip somewhere, and she came to me and wanted to duplicate that trip, even if she wanted to duplicate the trip and then outshine the trip. So she wanted to do a little more, make it a little beefier or nicer, but she basically wanted to take strip mine and do the exact same idea. I would be completely offended. That would offend me to no end. That might ruin things for me. Like, because it's that crazy. Like, you don't have me do something that somebody else did for you because you trying to be like them. Like, I don't want to be like anybody else, especially in my relationships. And is this part of the reason why Kody is so afraid about you going to church by yourself? I mean, just going to church. If she's married, and most likely he's married, and you're afraid that your married wife is going to be seduced by another man, and so you got to buy a wedding band, and you have to have a whole conversation. Look, I don't have to have a conversation with my lady about, you know, her going somewhere. She could go to the club for all I care. You know, because I have a different perspective. It's not up to that married man to recognize or know whether she's with me or not. That's on her. Just like when I go out, when I do things, it's not on nobody else out here owes me or my lady anything. They didn't make any promises. They didn't make any vows. It's not their commitment to keep. So if I go out and I mess up, I messed up. I made a bad decision. I made a bad choice. It ain't got nothing to do with them. Just because somebody asks you to do something doesn't mean you have to go along with it. Period. If you have to buy your woman a rock to try to keep her faithful, dude, you already lost her. You don't have her. You don't have her. Because the next man come along, he buy her a bigger rock, she is gone. Period. That's dumb. Like, that's dumb. These man guys, like these manly man guys, they crack me up. Oh, you gotta do this to be a manly man. You gotta provide. You gotta let the women know who's in charge. I never have to worry about no dumb shit like that. If you gonna go, look, I want you to go. If you gonna go out and some man, especially you going to church, you gonna go find a Lord and you found nothing but the devil. Okay. Shit. Okay. you go out to church and you find a man and you decide that you want to cheat on me with said man. I wish you guys the best. I wish you the best. Congratulations, you played yourself. I wish you the best. Have a good life. Okay? I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need you to come on back. I don't need, don't suffer. You do what you want to do. I don't put no conditions on relationships. You want to go out and mess around? You want to go test the waters and see what's out there? There it is. There it is. I'm going to put a ring on your finger. I need to know how you felt. Look, craziness. Oh, we got a super chat from the lovely Michelle Woods. Michelle Woods. $10 super chat. What's up? So was the church leaders telling Kody he needs to cut his hair? Most of the mystery solved why he left the faith and favored Robyn. Yeah, right. Yeah, very funny. Thank you, Michelle. Appreciate you. That's why they're like, Kody, you have to take another wife, humiliate your other wives, make them feel bad. You get, you got to treat your wives better. Okay, I'll do the best I can. I won't dump them and I'll treat them. Okay, whatever. Kody, I need you to come every week. Okay. I need you to put 20% ties in. Okay. Kody, I need you to go get, some of them flyaway deadhead, split ends, cut, trim. No, I'm not doing that. I gotta look like an insane surfer. Well, let me give Michelle Woods a little something. Michelle Woods in the house. Whoa. Thank you, Michelle. You're awesome. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm just saying, like, that whole conversation turned me way off. That whole conversation was crazy to me. Like, I'm sending my wife to the damn church, and I'm afraid, like, if she going to church to cheat, she going to church for the wrong damn thing. And it's also very revealing what your fears are. Like, that's one of the things, like, even, I told my my daughter when she's younger or whatever, like, you don't chase dudes around and try to keep them faithful and all that other stuff. And if you have a guy that you're interested in, you don't sit around and act jealous. You don't sit around and play that game. Who you talk to? Who's she? What that about? Blah. All that craziness. No, ma'am. No, ma'am, you don't do that. You know why you don't do that? Very simple reason. You play yourself. If you sitting around, if every time my lady, because I have a very attractive wife. I think my wife is beautiful. Okay. And I know that when my wife go out, dudes be looking. And I know that there's jokers out there who try, right? But I trust my lady. If she wants to, I have faith in her and I trust her decision-making skills. I don't worry about it. All right. I don't worry. I don't think it's a problem till it's a damn problem. All right. But I know this. If every time she went out, and she came across somebody, I'm flying up in dude's face. Who you looking at? What you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm reading dude the riot act. The only thing I'm doing, I'm not scaring that dude. I'm a big guy. I could be scary, but I'm not scaring him away. I'm not scaring that dude away. The only thing I'm doing is letting him know that my wife, I have to correct the other people, because if somebody comes along and asks her to go with them, she gonna go. So I have to stop the people from asking her or stop the people from talking to her because she's willing to go. That's the only thing that people pick up from that. I'm telling you, I know some shifty dudes. I know some wild dudes, and I'm telling you, that's what they pick up from that. 100%. When if a man come up to them and start trying to check, a man try to check another man about his woman and whether his wife is flirting with him and why his wife flirting with him and why he letting, all that. The only thing that tells me is that you are afraid that your wife is going to say yes if I ask her something the right way. That's the only thing you telling them. And Kody having these kind of fears, maybe it was something that he put on as a cutesy moment for the show, but I see that as a weakness. Straight up. Like, I'm not even gonna bullshit about it. I think that's a weakness. If you're afraid that your wife is gonna step out on you and you have to try to put all these like barriers in place because you're afraid she's gonna say yes, then bruh, you might as well just put out a sign open for business. That's what you telling everybody. Yeah, open for business. I don't like I said, if you're gonna step out on me, everybody got choices to make. I can't control what nobody I'm with do. I don't have that power. I don't have that authority. I can't tell them who to go home with or who to, whether they're gonna stay faithful or not. That's not in my ability. What is in my ability is after you make your choice, I get to make my choice. I get to decide whether I'm going to stay with somebody who would do this. That's the only choice I get to make. If you want to go, you want to stay, that's your choice. Me, whether I want to go or I want to stay is my choice. And me and my lady, we understand that. We both understand that. I know that if I go out and I start cutting up, like we used to have a saying, pardon my French, but this is the saying. You know what I mean? If I go out and I start messing up, I'll be like, look, you know, if I get caught with you, you know, I get caught fucking around with you, I'm stuck with you. You know what I mean? I live here now. I can't go home. She ain't let me back in there. I'm done. I made my choice. That's the way we roll. So you fuck with me, you stuck with me. I'm coming, I'm moving in. Cause I can't go back. You know what I mean? Oh man, I'm just saying, like that whole thing, that whole conversation was crazy, and it did reveal something else. When Kody was sitting there talking about, yeah, tell me again how we met. I was like, wait a dang on minute. The whole theory of their meeting, and I saw Brittany, not Brittany. You put it in there because you were thinking the same thing I was thinking. The whole theory behind their supposed meeting is presented on the show was they were having a party and Kody was at the party in the cut. Meri was there. Robyn was there. It was a party for the church. I don't know why, if it's a church party, why the other wives never went. Like it always seemed like it was Meri and Kody when it was time to meet up with Robyn. Suspicious. But the way they explained it on the show was Kody was at the party. He was chilling. He saw Robyn. They were he noticed her or whatever. Then Meri had got excited about Robyn. Robyn came up talking to Meri and chatted her up. And then they started dancing. And Kody was like, yeah, you know, she was kind of cool. But then I found out she was a single mother. And single mothers are for recreational use only. Like that's one of the red pill guys has that whole thing going on now. He was dating a single mom. He got busted. He said if single moms are recreational use only. And they found out that his baby mama, his current girlfriend, has like 2 kids from another dude, and he gave her 2 kids. So hypocrisy. And Kody was saying that story. Like he even said once during, like, I think it was some of the earlier tell-alls, that when he first met Robyn, she gave him the ick. He was disgusted by her because she had kids. Like she's a woman with kids. And he wanted to be with a woman with kids. Tonight, just like the book, it's actually consistent more with the book. Because in the book, they don't go into all that they talked about. They merely said that Robyn got up. She was sitting behind Kody. She got up. She walked past Kody. She looked over her shoulder. They locked eyes for a second, and she kept it pushing. And then she ran into Kody. I think like that next week, she was over at her cousin's house, and she met him on the lawn, and they got to talking and chatting or whatever. And then it was like a month later, supposedly, where they had the party, and she went to the party and met up with Kody. And that's where Kody and Meri and Robyn were dancing all night, partying, getting their shake on, shaking their tail feathers. And that's where Kody started kind of digging her. And the next day he went over to meet with the cousin at her house because he wanted to meet with her and she wasn't there. Like a whole bullshit thing, right? I've held from the beginning that Kody and Robyn, in my opinion, most likely knew each other before this all started. Like that's just the feeling I had. And they pretty much said that tonight. Oh, we locked eyes, and she was walking past Kody left and right trying to put the scent out. She had her tail up in the air. Okay, look, I might be new, but I ain't brand new. You understand what I mean? I might be new, but I ain't brand new. So the way it comes off to me and what makes sense to me, they met in church. Like Kody was like, yeah, I saw her, and I was like, gotta get some of that. Ooh, yeah, oh yeah. That also reveals the fact that, yeah, you probably do think it's a bunch of scuzzy ass dudes in church who are married and looking for women to mess with, because that's what you were. You were a married, 3 times, thrice married man who is in church looking for a girlfriend. And when you saw somebody you thought you could get at, you went after it. So, yeah, I guess it would make sense that you would be a little nervous. It's kind of like if, people who are the most concerned about thieves and stealing are thieves and people who steal. Okay. So, yeah, it makes sense that you probably want to ring her up and rock her up before you send her off to church, because you know that the dudes there will pick up women in the church because that's what you did. Okay. Corny ass. Don't do that. But I thought that was cute. Like, because it basically is a confession. Because the way he was talking about it, I knew when I saw her. I knew I was in love. That's not what you said on the couch all them years ago when you was trying to play the relationship down between you and Robyn. That's not what you said. You sit up here like love at first sight shit. Like, oh, I saw her lusted. Not even love at first sight, lust at first sight. Because you know she was dropping stuff on the ground doing the booty check. Come on now. Ain't nobody knew. Like, you keep looking. Why you keep passing them and having to look back? Because you trying to show them tail feathers. You trying to show them tailpipes. Stop it. Stop it. Ain't nobody knew. Okay? I might not be part of your church, but I know how it works. I know how the game works. Okay? People keep passing you by, like, looking over their shoulder. The only way you look over your shoulder is if they behind you. What's that saying? I hate to see you go, but I love to watch you leave. Come on now. Stop playing with me. Got some super chats, y'all. Super chat. Where they at? Oh, okay. Mzadi, 499 super chat. Just tuning in. My husband brought me my phone to me and reminded me to tune in. Thank you, husband. Thank you, husband. Thank you, husband. Mzadi with the 499 super chat. Salute. Let me give you a little some in the house. Getting my dance on. All right. Then we have YouTube is my time machine. $5 super chat. YouTube is my time machine. Thank you so much. $5 super chat. If Robyn ever dare loves Kody, If Robyn ever dare leaves Kody, he's going 100% psycho. That kind of controlling behavior is nothing but red flags. Yeah. That's that shit when they start talking like that. I can't live without you. You complete me. That's why I never thought that was attractive. I never thought that was cute. I never thought everywhere you go, every breath you take, every move you make, I'll be watching you. I never thought that was cute either. That is not cute. Okay. Bruh man need a little space. You got to back up a taste. All right. Give me some Cadillac room. If you understand what I'm saying, I am not trying to be a victim. And I'm damn sure not trying to be on the back of a damn carton of milk like, okay, like that's ridiculous. Like, no, I'm not trying to be the I'm not trying to fertilize no flowers up front. Where's James? I haven't seen him forever. I don't know, he just disappeared. Your flowers are looking lovely. It's the manure I'm using. A la James. Forget that. Forget about it. Nope. That's a red flag. You're right. He's going to lose his mind. And he has been spending a lot of time building her up. Like, forget those. And that's one of the crazy things. Thank you, YouTube is my time machine, because you just gave me a little bit of insight. That's why I like these conversations. Here's something that's even crazier. He might have, like, when the women start peeling off, he might be okay with losing 1 or 3 of them, but there's no way he might be okay with losing all 4 of them. That might be the bridge too far. So the fact that he loses all 4 of them, that might make him go nuts. He might go bananas. Okay? Like, oh, you ain't going nowhere. Like, nope. Nope. If she leave him, you gonna have to wait till this mug go to work. He have to go out and start skinning one of them trees, knock the tree down and start skinning it. And you like, I'll be back. I'm going to the store. You done put your bags in the car the night before. You take off on his ass. He come back. got a note on the pillow. I might not even leave a note, though, keep it real. He might have to figure it out. I just don't be back for 3 to 4 days. Because you give him a note, he might jump in his car and he driving down the highway chasing your ass. So no, don't leave a note. Don't do that. Let me give you a little something. YouTube is my time machine. Going back in time. Go back in time. All right. Then we have Jenny Jet, 499 Super Chat. R&K need a storyline. Robyn, my eyebrows broke the internet. Cry brows in the house. I'll bring them back as long as they under contract. And to your point, James, Kody and Robyn, Kody don't trust Robyn. Yeah, because you know how you got her. What do they always say? The old saying, how you got your people is how you gonna lose your people. You got her on some flim-flam bullshit, and that's how you gonna lose her. Because you know you up for it. That's why I've always said, like, one, if you're a married person, messing around with somebody who would mess with somebody who's married already lets you know kind of where they are as far as their fidelity standards are concerned. You messing around with somebody else who is married or in a committed relationship, how you get your man or woman is how you going to lose your man or woman. You know for a fact, 100%, that you cannot trust them. And if you can't trust them, how do you build a relationship on a foundation of zero trust? You know for a fact that they cheat. 100% you know they cheat. You know how you know? Because they cheated with you. So you know that Kody would go to church and he would try to, if there was a young lady in there and she smiled too much or she made herself too available, you ladies know how y'all do. All of a sudden you be standing right next to the dude you want to talk to every time. You know how y'all do it. And that's the ones who aren't aggressive. There are aggressive women out there too that will put it where the goats could get it. Excuse me, how you doing? Yeah, we going back to my place or your place. Excuse me? What's your name? You got some women out here. Like, you think some of these guys are rough. You got women out here that will come up to you and say some stuff that'll have you like, what? I'm sorry. You going, who's a what now? I'm telling you. But you always know that if she going buck and going wild with you, that you probably ain't the first, and you damn sure ain't gonna be the last. So yeah, Kody should be worried. You should be scared. You should be running. Okay. Me, I just built my stuff a little different. I built mine different from the ground up. You know, it is what it is. But thank you so much, Jenny Jet. Very good point. Very good point. Love it. All right, doing a little Roger Rabbit. Well, that's not the Roger Rabbit. Close to it though. Sarah D, what? $5 super chat. Kody knows Robyn is for the streets. Yeah, she belonged to the streets. You see out there, and she ain't one of mine. She belonged to the streets. That's right. He's insecure because he knows his wife is an opportunist Jezebel. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, give it a look. Here's a real talk. Real talk, just common sense. Maybe Kody need to tune into this. This is probably more like the advice I'm gonna give Kody right now is way more beneficial and real than anything you're gonna hear on the Manosphere nonsense websites that he probably goes to. Bruh, if you have a woman and and the reason why you're able to date that woman, just real talk, right? The reason you're able to date that woman is because you buy things for her. When you buy her something nice like that big fat, like maybe a 1.5 carat, 2 carat diamond that you bought her, and you send her out there to warn off the guys, two things are gonna happen. One, if she meets a guy, if she fine enough, she cool enough, she chill enough, she can meet a guy who's gonna give her a bigger ring, or maybe he gives her a ring that, let's be honest, that he actually can afford to give her. Like, so you saved up and got a little 2-carat ring. Yeah. This man might have just said, you know what? 2 carats? 20,000. I wipe my ass for 20,000. Okay? That's first thing. Second thing, you mess around and you give her something to leave with. You giving her ass spending money. You giving her traveling money. You giving her departure money. You giving her severance packages by giving her a $20,000 ring. She'll take that bitch down to the pawn shop and get half the money for it. She don't care because you bought it. And she'll use that money to get dressed up, suited up, kitted up, suited and booted, and she'll be out with her new boo. And your ass will be sitting at home. Well, did I give you that ring? It don't be a symbol of our love. Silly. You know, if she'll do it, if she will do it, that's what I've always said. Even since I was in high school. If she will do it with you, she will do it to you. Okay? If she'll cheat with you, if she'll lie with you, if she'll connive behind your wives' backs with you, and she'll be deceptive with you, then she will do all those things to you. You know that she built on a lie. You know she built for this. She built for this. She ready to go. Okay? She ready to go. I'll go down there. Robyn didn't know. Like Meri said that tonight. Oh, I don't think Robyn came in trying to steal Kody away. That wasn't her intention. Okay, how about this? She might not have planned to steal Kody away because I do think she wanted y'all to stick around. I don't think she wanted y'all to leave. No, because she wanted the lifestyle that you guys were affording her. She wanted the entire benefit of the lifestyle that you guys were able to afford her. And she wanted to make sure that she had the resource tied into her house so she had full access to your resources. So no, I don't think she was trying to steal Kody away. However, I do think that when she came in, she wanted to lock the bag down, so she made sure Kody was hooked on her. I do think that. Like she dug them hooks into his ass deep. Okay? So deep, she whipped him so bad he didn't want to leave a house. Okay? And it's not like my man was like a virgin or something. Like he ain't never been with a woman. That's usually when you would see that. Like I barely touched him. I barely touched him, and this dude won't leave me alone. You know, it's like feeding cats. Can't get rid of them. You know, it's not like he was starving or he was, running around and he didn't have other outlets. He had 3 wives. So Robyn put it on his ass. She put it on him. She put in that extra work because he is the best customer. Okay, she put in the back work. We'll call it what it is. Put it where the goats could get it. She put the back work in, and my man was hooked. He was hooked. So yeah, if she has an opportunity, that's what I also said. I've said this a few times. Like when push them down the shove, if you build your relationships on a transactional relationship, it's more of a job than a relationship. It's a job or employment relationship. And who the hell don't go get a job where you can make more money doing the same thing? Okay? I'm saying. Love ain't got nothing to do with it. Who doesn't leave a job? If you flipping burgers at McDonald's and you get paid $15 an hour and they have an opening at Burger King where you're going to be flipping burgers, but they're going to pay you $20 an hour. Why wouldn't you go to Burger King? Have it your way. Go to Burger King. Okay? I'm just saying. Like, of course. But that's why I don't play them games. Again, I can go to sleep at night because I don't live like this. If you was out there lying, cheating, stealing, trying to get other people's women and chasing people and you lying to at home to your lady and stuff, The other part of this that's funny to me, even now that I think about it, just to complete the thought. If you're doing all that, you can't sleep at night because you know it might come back on you, which leads to the other point I was about to make. The funniest part about it is when you live this kind of life and you doing all this dirt, you'll be the one cheating, but you also be the one always accusing your partner of cheating. They have to be doing something because you're doing so much. And you know it's possible that somebody could be out cheating because you're doing it. And that's also one of the reasons why, like I said, this whole paranoia thing is not cute to me. Because usually if you're this paranoid, like I know what I'm doing, and I know I'm not doing nothing. And if you sit up there every time I turn around, you accusing me of every time you go out, you tell me about these women you meeting, these 304s. You out there, Mary Jane Rottencrotch, doing Lord knows whatever. If you threaten me, if you always accusing me of that kind of stuff, that most likely that means your ass is out there doing it. And you just, I've always said that most people don't think that anybody is better than them. So if I know I'm out cheating and I'm doing the wrong thing, I don't assume that you better than me and you wouldn't be doing the same thing I'm doing. That's where that guilty conscience comes from. So yeah, I 100% agree. Kody is very insecure. Insecure. That's crazy. Cody's very insecure because Robyn is an opportunist. Like he knows, and they can all sit around and pretend like they don't understand, but we all know what we talk about. Negla 3 in the house. What's up to that super chat? They married for TV. Are you saying Kody and Robyn or Kody and rest of them? I look forward to hearing your point. Like when you call in, I know you're gonna call in, Negla. You don't let me down, but yeah, well, I think that the TV played a big part in it. I mean, like I said from the beginning, like as crazy as it is, Kody was sitting there, drooling on the ground in the church, which is crazy. Could you imagine you sitting there? Because it's not like a woman walked past you and you're in church. It's not like you sitting there with sanctified thoughts, like, oh, yeah, she looks like she's full of the spirit. No. I've been a grown ass man for a long ass time, Doc. You ain't in there thinking about Jesus and all that good stuff. You ain't thinking about the Holy Spirit. No. No, you were in there having you was in there thinking dirty. Okay. Filthy business. That's filthy work right there. My man was in there, like he said he gritting on it in church. Like, what? I never would have admitted that. I'm like, yeah, I saw you in church. You struck me. Your loveliness struck me. Something about your aura or whatever. I wouldn't go through the whole, like, oh, you was looking over your shoulder. You walked by me 4 or 5 times trying to position yourself. Like, what kind of church? And that says a lot about, like, the fact that he talked about the AUB the way he did. That also reveals a lot about the position and mindset that he had with that particular religion. That you think that, like, both of them are basically taking a position that it's all about it's a meat market in there. Like they talk about the AUB like most people talk about the club. I don't want to go to the bar or the club because I don't want people gritting on me all crazy. I don't want to have, people coming on to me, uninvited people or unwanted people trying to approach me and sexualize me. So that therefore I don't go to the bar or the club. Like that shouldn't be, I don't want to be sexualized, so I don't want to go to church. Like what you at the wrong damn church. That's my opinion. This is my opinion. If you're scared to go to church because you're afraid that, you can't get to beat the dudes off you. Just saying. I'm not gonna say that there's something wrong with your faith. I'm just saying it ain't taking good hope to the people when they hear the sermons. It ain't taking good hope to them. All right, I guess I'm sounding kind of country. I apologize. Oh, wait. Before I go, gotta give Negla 3 a little something. Got the little dance. I love it. All right, last one, guys. And not the last one, hopefully for the night, but last one, then we're gonna move on. Raspberry, $10 super chat. Kody, she on a rebound, broke up with her ex, and I'm like, Rodman, ready on deck? she she on a rebound, broke up with her ex, and I'm like, Rodman, ready on deck. Okay. I love it. Yeah. I mean, because he was on it. He was on it because she wasn't that divorced for that long before, he was zeroed in and they dating and courting and trying to get married, rushed to get married before the TV show started. So, I mean, there's that. Silly Billy. Let me give you a little something that was out of this world. That was crazy. He was trying to get them skins. I just look. I don't think that whole thing was appropriate. What is this? In their modesty underwear and everything for shame. Yeah, right. They got the I know, right? For such a conservative church, like you guys have some weird concerns. But then at the same time, even now that I think about it, it makes a lot of sense because if you watch this Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and there is a big, huge movement. And if I was a part of, and this is just me, just as an aside, if I was a part of the Mormon faith, I would be concerned. If I was one of their elders, I would be concerned because especially in mainstream media right now, there is a huge push to sexualize the Mormon faith and the participants in the Mormon faith, particularly the women in that faith. Like you don't hear anything like the shows Mormon Wives, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and basically who's screwing who in Utah, but everybody's swinging. But in all those descriptions, it's never done in a way where the guys are the focus, the husbands are the focus. It's always the focus on the women. So even though they try to come out and say that this is some kind of liberation tactic where the women are actually feeling themselves, they're doing what they want to do. Ultimately, they're doing what they want to do, and it's permissible because it's through the male gaze that they're allowed to do what they want to do. If that makes sense, like it just comes off to me that a bunch of women who are hard to get are now revealing that they have secret sexual desires. And not only do they have secret sexual desires, but these women are stone cold freaks. Let's put it where the ghosts could get it. Okay. They swinging, their relationships are open. They doing soft swinging, hard swinging, medium swinging. They swinging the monkey bar swinging. They swinging. Okay. They just getting it in all of a sudden. Like, and that would, if I was a church elder, that would bother me because I wouldn't want, like, one, you want to protect your wives and your daughters from that type of sexualization, because ultimately what will happen is you will have people who will start to target them who are not of your faith. So you have interlopers and people from outside the faith looking at your ladies or your wives a certain way. So, I mean, there's that. Then, of course, there's the point where it starts to deteriorate some of your belief practices, so on and so forth. So, I mean, it's not a good look, not a great look, but there's a lot of that going on. So, is this something that, and clearly, I think that this is something that isn't new. Like, I don't think this is all of a sudden just popped up that all of a sudden, everybody is super freaky deek and they blaming the internet. Okay. It's because of social media and Instagram. Okay. I don't think that, I think there was booty clapping going on because a lot of the people are so repressed and they're told to love people who they probably don't really care for. And so they just want to get out there and sample, get their little sample on and they go crazy with it. But I don't know. I'll have to sit down with a glass of something and I'll have to sort it out for myself. I'm just kind of thinking about it now. Let me see. Just want to make sure. Let's see. The church is full of regular people, so you can expect what happens in the world to happen behind closed doors. Religion is just a cloak. Well, I agree with that. I mean, I think anything that happens, like you're gonna have freaky deaky folks everywhere. Sometimes you have, oops, but boop. But sometimes you have people who are trying to combat those feelings, and those will be the people who are the most sanctified and righteous people in the front of the church. You know, they be sitting, hell, some of them be sitting up there on the thing, they be the deacons, you know, the deacon board, you know, having crazy sex parties and stuff because they trying to fight their demons and their desires. So yeah, I absolutely agree. I think that it's not necessarily the only reason I'm singling out the Mormon faith is because for a long time, Mormons, well, first and foremost, Mormons are seen as an other religion. Okay, it's not part of the mainstream religion. When you start thinking of Catholics or Christians, you might think of Baptists, Catholics, Protestants, you know, well, not Calvinists, but that along those lines, like evangelical preachers, so on and so forth. It's very rare that you just, you know, Mormon. That would be the first. Uh, uh, that would be the first denomination that you would come up with. So I think that they're protected and they're hidden in a way. And when you look at them, you hear about for the most part, when you do hear about them and you talk about the presentation that even like the Brown family had, where they're super conservative. And when you think of that super conservatism, you just kind of whitewash it. It's easy to stereotype and whitewash the whole group and say, oh, they would never do this because this isn't who they are. Hell, you do the same thing with Muslims. That they're super strict and they would never do this, that, and other. They got Muslims that are freaks too now. Don't get it twisted. Like they got turn your ass out like a t-shirt. Yeah, I mean, so it exists, but there's that prejudice. But because it is a forbidden fruit aspect to that religion, it makes it more appealing for them to derive it, like, or for them to like for people to try to tear it down. Sorry, I'm a little tired. That's why my brain isn't working right. But it's easy for people to try to tear them down for that reason. I think that people will try to go after that faith because they are seen as holier than thou and conservative and, you know, above it all, and they would never. So if you get the weird part, especially when you deal with like folks from the manosphere, the weird part of their success rate or the biggest trophy for getting those, you know, these types of folks is you convince somebody who normally wouldn't do it. Because there's no reward, there's no real bragging right if you get somebody to do something that they always do. Right? If you this is something you do every weekend and I just get you to do your Saturday night deal, there's nothing special about that. But if I can get somebody who's never done this or would never do this, and all of a sudden I get you to do something you would never do, then they kind of check that off as a victory. And that's how I think this 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 fetishization of Mormons and Mormon women is kind of coming into play because they feel like they're turning them and like they're getting them to do stuff that they normally wouldn't do. That's out of pace for them. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. But I do agree, like every church has some people, and in in my church they would call that backsliding. Like if you you taught one thing and you go out like on, try to be good and blah, 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 don't take advantage of no lady, don't be out whoremongering, blah, blah, blah. Then that's on Sunday. But Friday, Saturday, oh yeah. You're the whole manga. Like that's what you doing. Like you just there in the clubs, the creepy dude in the corner trying to buy all the ladies drinks. Like that's what you do, And then Sunday, you're in there sanctified. You're the deacon. So, but every church has some backsliding folks. I see some folks recognize the term backsliding. What is this? Note to self 444 was talking about a lot of polygamists are now into swinging. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I think that's also one of the dangers too, is that you have to be like, there's certain things. Well, I guess I don't know. I don't know if you guys want to get into the whole topic of swinging, we could talk about it. But if not, we don't have to. Because I think that there is a point where you have to address that kind of head on. This isn't something like that's just not an activity. Okay, a couple's activity. This is not a couple's retreat thing. This ain't like horseback riding or something. Like once you do that, is like that is that could be a bomb in your relationship. Yeah, because it's kind of hard to go back when you've seen your people with other people. That's something that get burned into your mind. So ooh. Whoa. According to Christine, Kody just hits and quits. I don't think he's the intimate type. Wow. Mm. James, we're Catholic. That would be a lot of our fathers for Robyn with her behavior. Yeah, right. That reminds me of a joke. All right, the hell with it. Joke. A little inappropriate late night comedy though. Little blue, no curses though. There were old Catholic school joke. There were 3 nuns and they went to confession because as Catholics we have to go to confession and confess our sins. So they go into the confessional, talk to the priest. So first nun goes in, is like, Father, I have confessed I've fallen into sin with a young man, and I put my hand on his private parts and pleasure them that way. The priest was like, oh my goodness. Go outside, say 5 Hail Marys, and wash your hands in the holy water. The next woman comes in and she says, Father, I was feeling funny feelings towards a young man, and I let him do things to me, Father. And so he says, go out there and wash your behind in the holy water. And then as the third one was coming out of the confessional, the first one was finishing up washing her hands. The second one's ready to dip herself into the holy water. The third one came out and said, hey, what are you doing? I got to gargle that. That was an old-timey joke I learned in Catholic school. Now, I know way dirtier jokes than that, but that was that. Hey, I got to gargle that. Try to make it as PG as possible. Sorry, people are offended. But since we talk about more secret lives of Mormon wives, I figured it'd be appropriate. All right, but so meanwhile, while they're at the church, or they're Kody and Robyn are at the little diner, the little restaurant, having a conversation. Of course, Kody starts to brag and oh, tell me about all the times what happened to you when we met. And then she does the whole, blah, blah, blah. I felt the lightning bolt. Oh, yeah, it was great. And Cody's like, yes, he was my wingman. Like, she didn't even want to tell the damn story, bro. That's how little it meant to her. Like, shit, that wasn't the story. The weird part to me was every couple I know who's happy. I got to put that part in it. Every couple I know who's happy, if you ask them, how did you meet? They have like a little cutesy story they tell. And there's a little glint in their eye when they tell the story, right? It's almost like they so proud of themselves. Like, you ain't gonna believe what I pulled off, Jack. You ain't gonna believe this. They all have that little glint. When they were telling their story, I didn't see any of that excitement. I saw excitement on Kody's side, but I didn't see any excitement on Robyn's side. Like, it just looked like she was running the story. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. I saw you walk back and forth, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, there was a bolt of lightning in my heart. I thought I was having a heart attack. And that's a weird part about it, too. Was that bolt of lightning, that stress you felt as you were in the church, was that because you found a man who you were supposed to be with? Or maybe it was because you wasn't supposed to be in the church. Maybe you were being asked to leave. Like, she's gonna ruin this family. Get her ass out of here. Yeah, so he said Kody forgot the lie he was supposed to stick with. Yeah, that story was janky. That story was janky as hell. And that's why I'm saying, like, I don't think that story is real. Because I don't see it. It makes more sense to me, and I stand on this, and I have no proof. I have zero proof for this. But it's just just knowing how shit works. I think that the closest thing to that story, there are elements of the story that are probably true, because that's how lies work. You mix in some truth so you're able to go back and reference the parts of the lie that are true, and that helps you to trigger and remember what it is, the lie that you told. So I think that they did meet in the church, but I don't think that it was, we just looked at each other and then we just happened to meet like a week later when she was over at somebody's house. Because how do you know to drive by the block? Like, you're going to push up the block with your wife and all of a sudden Robyn is standing? Come on now. She just happens to be standing on the lawn, getting ready to leave, and you and Meri pull up just in time. Whoa, how fortuitous. How freaking fortuitous. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't believe in coincidences. Okay? And that's a hell of a coincidence. The girl that you were kind of enamored with and you thought was cute just happens to be at her cousin's house, and you just happen to be a week later just driving around with your wife, and you just happen to run into her and decide to pull up and talk to this woman who you probably don't even talk to like that shit. Because I've never seen, and that's the thing too, I've never seen Robyn's cousin on the show. I've never heard of her before, other than like this story. And she's not on the show? She doesn't want to be on the show at all? For real? For real? Yeah. I mean, how often did Robyn come to town? Right. She lived 4 hours away. Like, the chances that they would meet multiple times in a trip, it would be astronomical. Okay? If I had that kind of luck, I wouldn't waste it on a woman. I wouldn't waste it on trying to date somebody. I'll be playing the lottery. Okay? Mega Millions, Powerball, Super Sunday, whatever the hell they got. I'll be playing that. Okay? I wouldn't want to waste my good luck, that kind of 1 in a million shot. I wouldn't want to waste it on like chasing people around the church, especially when you take into account their financial situation at the time. They were broke. Kody was broke as hell, and like, this was an opportunity, but they didn't know that this show was going to last 20 damn years or 15 years. There's no way. 19 seasons. They had no idea. And the only reason, let's be honest, the only reason why the show lasted 19 seasons was because of Kody and Robyn's love and trying to follow their romantic situation. It lasted that long because of the other wives. So, and Kody had, according to Kody, he had no interest in the other wives when he met Robyn. And I believe that. Like, I believe that that's the one thing I do believe in this story. Like, I think that once Robyn came into the family, he could give fuck all about those other women. He could care less about those other women like that. Like, I think it was, as with any breakup, I don't think that the separation would have been immediate. I don't think he would have been able to just dip out. I'm out of here. It's over. I don't think he would have been able to dip out. But I do think that over time, like he had this strong desire to be with Robyn, and then over time he just became more comfortable with the idea of leaving the other women alone. I think that's real. So it is what it is. But let me let you guys get in there. I want to get you guys in here so you can say your piece, shoot your shot. Let me just make sure. Yeah, I'm sure I'll be getting more into it with Sarah tomorrow night, as well as I gotta put some videos out. I've been lacking on my videos, dropping videos, like the shorter ones. So we'll be doing that. Let me get the I had to get the information. All right, there we go. Okay, here we come. Back to my thing. Oh, thank you, Kathy. I appreciate that. Oh, they need to go to another network where Kody and Robyn in particular can't get out of answering questions. Yeah, right? Hold their feet to the freaking fire. That's what I'm talking about. Let me just type this in. Hold on, guys. All right, and I'm gonna drop it there, and I'll post it. It'll be pinned to the top. Just make sure you hit that like button for me if you don't mind, if you'd be so kind. Here's having Chris Stewart. What? Oh, okay. He was having sex with Christine and probably Janelle twice a year. He was actively trying to disconnect with them. Yeah, yeah. I think that that's the case. Like, I don't think he all of a sudden insta broke up with him, but I do think it was a scenario where over time he started gradually leaving them. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't an insta breakup. Like, oh, I got Robyn, I'm done with you ladies, I'm out. It was more or less the silly confiscation of like all of a sudden, you start having problems where before you didn't have problems. You start having issues. You start noticing things that they're doing, like the little, oh, look at the way you eating that food. What the hell's wrong with you? Look what are you wearing? What's that? All those little nitpicky things, and that kind of causes stress in a relationship. The things that were never a big deal now all of a sudden are huge deals, and these are all deal breakers. Everything is a damn deal breaker, and I think that that's kind of how Kody's able to get his mind around the disconnect between him and the ladies. Now, of course, people will say or make the argument, and I get it, that, well, if he was so disconnected with them, why was he so upset when they left? Because just because he doesn't want to be with them doesn't mean that he doesn't want them to be with him. There's a difference. there's a damn difference. Okay. He may not want them, but he wants them to want him. He wants them to want to be with him and willing to do whatever he wants them to do because they want to be with him. So there's a little bit of a little trick in there, and this is where Meri is coming in talking about she's so confused because she doesn't understand. It's hard to understand because it's hard for people to look at themselves as an opportunity when they see that they know how they feel and they know how they want the relationship to be, and thereby they want the other person to see the same thing that they see and have the same value in that relationship that they have. But the truth of the matter is that they don't, because they don't see you as a person. Like, forget a lover and a companion and all that, a wife. Kody doesn't see Meri that way. He doesn't see Janelle and Christine that way. He saw them as a, what do you call it, a duty. He called them as something to do. So, I mean, I think that's an excellent point. Let me just get to this real quick. Raspberry, $5 super chat. People like Kody and Robyn are concerned with appearances and optics and vanity. If Kody found a 30-year-old hottie toddy, he would consider it. You know what, Raspberry? I gotta tell the dang on truth. In light of what you just said, I have to 100% agree with you. I ain't gonna bullshit. Hell yeah, would he consider it? He would be gone. Okay? All of a sudden, Robyn, Robyn, you know what? The kids miss you. They need you to tuck them in. Bump them kids. I don't care about no kids. I got little I got the plug on here waiting for me. I got the dump truck. You know what I mean? I got a dump truck over there waiting for me, trying to spend time. So no. Tell them kids I'll see them later. So yeah, but I think that's it. I want to jump over to, let me see. 1 second. I want to make sure I got everyone. Oh, wait. One more. Oh, wait. Before I do that, before I jump, let me make sure I give a little something to Raspberry. Get a little all right. And, let me get one more before we go. Lock Nugent. Oh, I got that right. $5. Super chat. What are your thoughts on Robyn not attending Mary's mom's funeral? It seems like she often finds reason to miss significant family events. Yeah, because she doesn't give a shit. Like, that's the sad part. I'm going crazy with the cussing tonight, but that's the biggest part of it. Like, if I was Mary gave Robyn so much grace. Like, it's crazy how much grace she gave her. For me, that would have been the last line of it. Like, because that, her mom wasn't just, like, Mary's mom wasn't just about Mary. Like, I could understand if Mary's mom was one of them ladies who was, all about Mary and seeing how Mary was being treated, was sitting around spending all her days and nights talking crap on Robyn and talking about how much she hated her and how she ruined the family. And Robyn said, you know what? It's probably best if I don't go to her funeral. I would kind of understand that. But I never got that feeling from Mary's mom. If anything, Mary's mom had convinced Mary to stay in this shitty situation longer than she should have and stay committed to this relationship longer than she should have, because Mary's mom was about that life. So, it's insulting that she didn't go. Like, especially if you look around and Janelle went, and Mary and Janelle don't even get along like that. And Janelle went. Robyn was supposed to be her best damn friend in the family, and she didn't go. Kody went. Oh, we had to figure out something with the kids. You got a nanny. What does the nanny do? What is the nanny doing? Hell, the nanny came back and gave y'all COVID. According to y'all. I mean, it's probably Robyn gave them COVID. Robyn or Kody, and they just blame the nanny because they're jackasses. But look, it's insane to me. But great point. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's a heartbreaker right there. I don't like that, because that Mary, whether you like her or not, whether you're a fan of hers or not, like, that kind of loss, you can see Mary, like, when Mary was even talking about it, she still heard about that. Like, if she can sit around and she's a person who is worried about trinkets and doodads and bullshit, right? There's no way in the world she's not worried about her mom passing. That's going to affect her deep. And if I know that, and me and Mary are not friends, if I know that and I can recognize that, there's no way in the world, if people are close to her and they supposedly love her, they should have recognized that too. And they should have been there for her when she needed them. That's like, when it comes to friendship, and this is something you tell your kids all the time, when it comes to friendships and any relationship, really, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, friends, It's nice to have your friends when times are good, but you need to rely on those relationships when times are bad. When shit gets hard, that's when you need your friends. When you experience this kind of loss, that's when you need your friends and your family. That's when you need people to support you and hold you up. When you feel like you're faltering and you feel like you're about to fall down and you're losing. Because, great line from Al Pacino in, I forget the movie. I forgot the movie, but he basically said, as I get older, I realize that life is nothing but loss. You lose friends, you lose hair, you lose teeth, you lose this, you lose that, and it just seems like all you doing as you get older is losing. And as Meri is getting older, she lost her family, she lost her husband, she lost her mom, she lost her, for a brief time, she lost the relationship between her and her child. Leon was strained. So she was losing consistently and she needed a friend. And Robyn was too busy doing Robyn to be her friend and be there for her. And I think that says a lot. As much as Kody wants to sit there and talk about how great Robyn is and how wonderful she is, to me, action speaks far more than words. You can sit there and bullshit me all day about what you would do and how you would do it. But when push comes down and shove, I want to see what you actually do when the time comes. Because it doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter your excuses. I tell my kids all the time, excuses are good for the people who make them, period. That's it. Your excuses only help you. If you come up with an excuse as to why you didn't go to that funeral, good for you, bully for you. Maybe it makes sense to you, but it does jack shit for Meri. And it doesn't do anything for Meri, making her feel better and helping her console and deal with the situation she finds herself in. So at the end of the day, boo-boo, if you about that life, be about that life and live that life. If this is your friend and you're a good person, then be a damn good person. But if you're not, then don't sit here and talk about how you shy and you a caring person and you just think about everybody else, because nobody believes that. When it's time and time again, you have the opportunity to evidence your words and back it up. You don't do it. And that's kind of where I'm at on that. But thank you so much, Locke. I appreciate the super chat. That was an excellent point. Thank you so much. I'm gonna give you a round of applause. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now let's get to some of these calls. Before I do that, I gotta hook up my so I can actually hear you guys.
That's it. All right, guys. Up front, we got a superhero in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Michelle coming to the stage. Michelle, what's up?
Hi, how's everyone doing? You okay?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Are you doing? Are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm absolutely doing okay. Happy as anything. Yeah. Hi, and my husband's lurking. There he is. See?
Hey, what's going on? You called in last week.
Yeah, he did. I just wanted to make a couple of little points, and you know me, waffle. But there's the saying that you had. I'm new. No, I'm new, but I'm not brand new.
Right.
In England, there's a saying, I'm not so green as I am cabbage looking. Yeah. And I'll be honest, I want receipts. I think it's about time the audience was allowed to demand receipts. Show us clear evidence where Robyn has been benevolent. I want to see practical examples of where she has been nothing but kind to them all. I want to see this stuff. If it's true,
right.
I want evidence, because at this point, the only the way we know you're lying is you're awake and your mouths are moving. That's the way I see it. The lies are unbelievable, and it just doesn't stop. Do they even know what the truth is? I mean, and sorry, the other thing that is really disturbing me right now is I saw photographs of how her daughters were dressed to go and attend the new church. That's not right. She's got them looking so, it's almost like fetishizing in the way that they're almost dressed up to what you would expect young, innocent girls from the 1800s to dress like. They've got big bows in their hair. There's nothing individual about them. They're all dressed up like they're the same. It's, if my daughter at that age was wearing that, I would be on the phone to some hotline trying to get help. That's not normal, because you know everyone else around them in society that encounters them is going to be giving them some sort of weird side eye, like, that ain't right. What's going on? Why are they dressed like that? You know, even with all the different categories like goth and all this lot, that would be what got you stared at like you were in the local freak show. It would be being dressed as though you were being presented in some dodgy back room in Singapore. That is weird. They're not, and I'm sorry, Kody is a complete and utter weasel. Whenever I look at him, I just think, you're just a complete weasel. You deserve nothing and you deserve no one. And the story, she was sitting there smiling, and as he's telling the world he didn't trust her. I don't trust you. I don't trust you. You could be bought with the next size up. That's what I'm saying to you. And she's sitting there and she's like, you like me. This is making me happy. And I'm thinking, love, you're out to lunch. Like, really out to lunch. He is telling everybody that is watching this show that you can be bought. And you're nodding. You know, you ever seen a film called Coming to America? Have you seen a film called Coming to America? And in the initial scene, you got the one that he was supposed to marry. Eddie Murphy was supposed to marry, and he says to her, so tell me about yourself. What do you like? I like whatever you want me to like. Well, what music do you like listening to? Whatever music you like. And I'm like, that's what that reminds me of. She is signing off on the world being told that she's a worker. You know, it's, sorry, I know I don't let anyone get a word in edgeways. It's kind of my thing. I don't mean to be rude, but it's just it. I'm just looking at all this and I'm thinking, and the arrogance of that utter pig to say God was his wingman. So God, I don't know who believes in what, but if you're looking at God as a deity, somebody in a power seat over what happens to all of the human race, I'm sorry, you think he chose you that day to get with her? And then behave. He
didn't care about the rest of the family, apparently.
Yeah, God sort of thought, well, you know, sod them, don't matter, it's fine. But, and that whole, I think they met well ahead of time. I think there's a possibility, all right, I shouldn't assume, but I'm gonna. I think they met well before that relationship with her ex became her ex. I think their paths crossed in some which way or form, and that they had a plan on how it was going to be a cutesy meet-up, because they can't keep their ducks in a row. They can't keep their story straight. If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck. Sorry.
Right.
They're lying.
No, I get it.
Absolutely lying. But anyway, now I've assaulted everybody's eardrums, I shall let you all get on about your way. But I just wanted to say I've been married to my husband now 17 years.
Okay.
And the only person whose fault it would be if there was an infidelity is the one that did it.
Right.
I'm not
Right.
going to go out and blame some random stranger. That's like saying your partner is not evolved enough to make those kind of adult decisions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous. That's a
I agree.
ridiculousness.
I agree.
But Robyn, show us the receipts and we're good. Well,
Right.
you know, Kody, offer up some definite positive proof, and I will never doubt you again till next time. I promise. You know?
For the next
But
story to be continued.
yeah. But thanks ever so much for letting me jar on, and my
No,
love to you all, and hopefully see you all again soon.
absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Michelle, kicking us off the right way.
Yeah, bless you all. Love you to bits, guys.
All right.
Have a good one.
Okay. Take it easy. Michelle in the house. There you go. Michelle said something too that made me kind of speak, in reference to Kody and Robyn and their stories changing. Let me give a little something that I always would say to my kids. Like, if you tell the truth, you don't have to worry about remembering what your story is. It'll come out because you told the truth. The truth is the truth. Now you just remember it. But when you try to remember a lie, you got to remember the lie. First, you pop in because without without you intending it, you're going to remember the truth. But then you remember, oh shoot, I got to tell this lie again. Now, what did I say before? And the hardest part of lying is you have to remember all the lies that you told, because when you tell one lie, a lot of times you have to go back and tell 3, 4 more lies to try to patch up, do some patchwork on the lie that you told so it makes sense. So you got 4, 5 lies and 4, 5 different stories to remember. None of them true, none of them based on anything. So you're trying to remember your lie as opposed to remember what's happening. That's the first thing. The second thing, when it comes to Robyn and Kody, there's an old ass saying that I love when I was a kid. It said that like Kody and Robyn, they're not on first name basis with the truth. Say it one more again. Kody and Robyn, they're not on first name basis with the truth. Like they tell these stories, they tell these fanciful scenarios, but none of them make sense when they tell them. And they keep trying to repeat them, and then they try to change it a little bit, they try to retell it, and then none of it makes sense. The whole problem that I have, like I said, with this whole, she's such a kind, caring soul, and she gave up so much to be part of this family, and this is all the things she did. I don't see it because I can look at huge, momentous occasions, like milestone occasions, the loss of a parent, sickness, and lockdowns. I'm trying to avoid saying the word. The 19 CV 19, when that was all dropping, and she had an opportunity to prove how much she cared about Mary, she dropped the ball. She dropped the ball. So that's my take. Let me get to Tiffany, because we got Tiffany up next, and she's in the cut. You ready, Tiffany? I see you. Here you come, Tiffany. What's going on?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Loud and clear. How's it going? Oh, you just muted. What happened? Oh, Tiffany, you're muted.
Oh,
Oh,
dang.
there you
Okay,
go.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, I was just saying I love your channel, and I was on TikTok live telling everybody about your channel. So I think some more people
Oh,
came
thank
in
you.
here because we all love
Hello.
you. Hey, um, and about tonight's episode, I just think the best part was production and their
Mhm.
calculated drama with them letting Kody see the best friends talking about them, and then
Yeah.
Kody
Oh no! Oh no! Tiffany dropped out. I think she was talking about the best friends talking about Cody, and they go, "Oh shit! They don't even know me. They don't know who I am. They don't know what I'm about." Waiting for Tiffany to come back. They don't know what I'm about. They don't understand me. How do they know me? All of a sudden, because they have negative feelings about him, they don't know who he is. But you're the famous guy. You're the superstar. So of course they would know you. You might not know them, but you're so big. You know, when giants step on ants, they don't recognize the fact that they stepping on ant hills. You know, because they're so big and so wonderful. Isn't that you, bro? Maybe you just didn't recognize the piss ants. Just saying. But that's all right. Let me just check one thing before we go on. In my TI voice, you don't know me. Yeah, you can't see me. You don't know who I am. I'm the special one. Okay, I like Teresa's saying. Hold on. I always say if you just do right, everything else will take care of itself. This is true. This is true. All right. It looks like we lost Tiffany, so we are going to move on. Tiffany, if you want to call back in, I'll bump you right in. All right, Tiff. Next up, we got Brittany. Not Brittany. What's going on, Brett? How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. I'm good. Like,
Awesome.
trying to get settled. Hold on. Okay, there I am. All right.
Hey,
Hey, how are you?
doing well.
Good, good. Um, Even though this is kind of boring, I still was like very irritated the whole
Okay.
episode. So to piggyback on the whole Robin and the funeral thing, the thing that like also annoys me, and I think you said it, is that Robin just won't apologize. She's
Hmm.
just making excuses. There's no, I'm so sorry that that hurt her. And because honestly, it's also in what Meri didn't say. Meri said that Robin didn't come to the funeral. What
Hmm.
Meri did not say was that Robin called Meri during her time of bereavement and was there
Hmm.
for her. So even if you couldn't, that's completely understandable. Given the times, it's completely understandable that Robin wouldn't have been able to go.
Right.
But Robin still failed to be a friend to Meri because she had nothing, no condolences, no giving her room to grieve with her. Robin was so consumed about what was going on with her that this person that she says is like her really good almost best friend, she just ignored for this entire time that Meri lost her mom.
Right.
Um,
Right. And
that's
that's a good point. That's a really good
that to
point.
me is unforgivable. Like I don't understand how Mary up to this point has continued to be Robin's friend because at
Right.
that point I would have been like, don't even worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's
Right.
fine. You go be where you are over there and I'll be over here with the people that I know love and care about me.
Right. Right.
So there's that. Secondly, Robin Robin just can't she can it's again Robin just never taking accountability for anything. So when she was talking to Cody about the kids going to church, Robin was just like, it's just really not important to me to sort of pressure my kids into joining our church. And anytime I've seen other parents do that to their kids, I've always gone, that's just not okay. That's not cool. And I'm just like,
Mm.
TLC, roll the tapes to season 3, episode 1. Go and play
Right.
it back. Play it back.
Right. Right.
Play it back because all these other kids had to wait till their frontal lobes were developed.
Right.
And but
Before I can
but
even
your
decide.
kids,
And that's a point too, because she even said that. Like up until the time that you guys are adults, you have to
Mhm,
go to the church. We make all decisions for you with regard to what church you go to, when you go, and how you go. This is back when they
mhm,
first got to Vegas, and I think it was Hunter and McKelty. Hunter McKelty and I think it was Maddie too. At one
Mm-hmm.
point, had all tried to avoid going to the little Sunday services that Cody was trying to have because he
Mm-hmm.
was the head of the church out there. And she was like, no, they have to come because we decide whether they go to church. There was also the point where they were supposed to be going to the little the youth organization for the
Mm-hmm.
Latter Day Saints, and she was dead set against that and ready to go to
Mm-hmm.
war over that stuff, crying and shit because they wanted to go play with some kids who believe have similar faith that they had. So yeah, no, you're 100% right.
And if she doesn't even that, this would have been the time to go, I did that and I saw how that affected the relationships with my kids, my other kids, since
Mhm.
since they your kids and everything. But no, she goes, other parents did that.
Right.
And you're just like, see, this is
Because
why
I
I
can't
cuss
do
at
nothing
you.
wrong.
I
How you
This is
gonna
why I gotta
correct
cuss at you.
perfection?
Right, right. My bad. My bad. We're dealing with the diesel jeans model. So how dare I
Exactly.
criticize that? Like my bad. You're right. You're right. And then I know them people who live in the cul-de-sac hate to see a camera crew coming because that means that the
Yeah.
Browns are gonna be in the fence, in between the gates. Like y'all gotta stop going to these people's houses.
Right, right, right.
This is getting so weird. And
It's starting
then
to get disturbing. Yeah.
at first I thought, when Cody did it, I was like, that's very strange. But then when Meri did it, I was like, okay, maybe they told Meri that Cody did it. But then they all chimed in that they had gone multiple times, except for Janelle. They had gone like
Right.
multiple times back to the cul-de-sac. And I was like, don't do that. Y'all gotta stop doing that. No, you guys
Yeah.
can't keep doing this. That is very uncomfortable to the people who are
Right.
now paying the rent there. Stop that. Y'all left the mortgages. So completely
Could
cut
you
ties.
imagine you pull up to your house and you see either the person who sold you your house or somebody that used to live there just kind of hanging and
Mhm.
milling around out front? You know what I mean?
No.
Like it would be like that's why if I go do it, like I want to take my kids, like we're gonna show you a place I
Yes.
was living. You drive by.
Yes.
Might be like, you okay, we'll get out of the car, we'll just walk down the street. But I wouldn't
Mhm.
be like standing at the house trying to peep in the
Just
windows.
keep it in the it there was a quick side note, like story time. I saw it on Reddit where this man was living in this house and the people who lived in the house, they would just pop up. Who sold him the house would still just pop up.
Mm,
Then their granddaughter popped up
mm,
and she was like, "Hey, like my mom was born here and she's pregnant and she wanted to know if she could have her baby in the house." And dude was like, No, no, you can't
right,
because it's my house now."
right.
And she was like, "No, that's rude. You should let me have my baby
That's
in the
rude.
family home."
Look, okay, I'll say this. I would be offended somebody asked. Okay, it'd be a little
Hmm.
weird. It'd be weird for
Yes.
sure. For sure it'd
Hmm.
be weird. I would be offended if you asked. But if I say no, like you tried, it didn't work out, okay, let it
Hmm.
go. I'm not gonna stay there and get reprimanded because I don't want you doing that in my house.
Yes.
You know, it's my house. If your mom wanted you to have a baby here, she should have kept the house. She shouldn't have sold it. You know what I
Honestly,
mean? Don't blame me, go home.
I thought it was Ariella from the future. I thought it was a future post of Ariella and Robyn trying to have a baby at the house. I was like,
All right.
that's the
Well, you know
cul-de-sac
they ain't letting
house.
them in that gate, so they can have it on the
Right.
sidewalk. Yeah, he'll be pulling up on the sidewalk.
For outside the gate. Oh, God.
It's
So
just
yeah.
creepy. Like the way they doing it is creepy. Like it's not normal the way they doing it. I think it's just the
Right.
presentation. Because like I said, I've done that before,
Mm-hmm.
but I've never done it in a way where you just take a bunch of people. You just want to kind of see it. Like, wow, okay, this is where we
Mm-hmm.
used to live. And even with their situation, that was a time when you guys were probably the happiest. Maybe that, and
Yes.
then you have a fond memories of Lehigh. but it should also be a source of kind of a painful experience because you were
Yeah.
happy, then you moved, and that's when you lost everything.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Maybe don't do that. Maybe
right,
just watch the reruns if you
yeah,
need a throwback to the cul-de-sac. I don't, and y'all just keep going at nighttime. That's the other thing. I'm just like, so now you got all these camera lights just flashing through the
yeah,
gate.
yeah,
Please go home. Y'all gotta go home. I'm
right.
calling. I don't believe in calling the cops, but I'm calling the cops because
Yeah, the cops
why are
ain't
y'all
getting that for
here?
sure. Yeah,
Y'all gotta get off my lawn. I'm sick of this.
because when the cops started there talking to him, I'll be out on the front lawn, like, yeah, they down there. That's where they at.
Right, right.
I don't know why they keep coming around. You know, I've been talking to the neighbors. I don't know why they keep coming around.
Why they keep coming around? All of a sudden there's a an HOA warning against them. Like if you see these people,
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. They got the trespass. They've been trespassed,
yes.
and you
And
are
it's
no
just all
longer
their
allowed on the
pictures.
facilities.
It's specifically their pictures. Mormons can
Yeah.
come and like talk about Joseph Smith and um what's the other people that go door to
Oh, the
door?
Jehovah Witnesses.
Jehovah's Witnesses. They can all come and go through the neighborhood, but specifically the Browns cannot.
Right, right. You know what? Quick story. Story
Mm-hmm.
time. I had
Yes.
a I had a Jehovah's Witness. They came around because I talked to anybody,
Right.
and I had one guy that was coming around, and he was trying to get. He was so desperately trying to get me into that church, and he would come around, and he was bringing people with him, and I would talk to him. And I haven't seen him in forever. I hope he's
So we
all right.
tired of
I think
talking
I
to this
talked him
man.
out. Maybe I converted him. See,
Yes.
I don't know. I done talked down a Jehovah's Witness. That's terrible.
Right, right. You talk a lot, James.
Yeah, right. He's like, okay, well, yeah, we got somewhere to be. I got to get out of here.
Oh man, the Lord
Yeah,
is calling me elsewhere.
right,
So
right, right.
I'm
I got to
gonna
get up in the morning. You sure you don't want something to drink?
right. No. No, I'm
Yeah,
done.
no, I'm not thirsty.
At all.
Yeah, right.
At all.
Just quiet there on the couch sleeping. Yeah,
Right. It's like we've been here 8 hours.
right,
Could
right.
you please?
Like we'll go through your book and we'll go through the New Testament, the King James, and I got
I got the Apocrypha just in case we got to go through
right.
that too. Just.
Like I got a copy of the Quran in case we got to jump religions.
Hmm.
We'll see where it
Right,
all
right.
matches up. Let's go.
Yes. No, I'm going home. Thank you.
Yeah, right, right. I've had enough.
And then last thing, and then I'm done. This whole everybody's jealous of Robin thing, we gotta
Mm,
let that go. We gotta
right,
please. Nobody's jealous of Robin. Nobody. Actually, everybody's happy. Everybody's happy without Robin. So
right,
maybe Robin's the problem, not everybody else. If everybody's upset with Robin, maybe it's Robin. If everybody's upset
right,
with you, Kody, maybe it's you. I just don't. I don't know. They don't live on this planet with the rest of us.
right.
I don't know. It makes no sense. But yes, that was my spiel for
Okay.
for
No,
tonight's
I
episode.
appreciate it. That
Yes.
alternate reality, the multiverse is real.
Exactly. Exactly. They're over there with Spider-Man where nobody knew who he was.
Right.
Just that's where Robin is like the creme de la creme of the
Yeah,
Brown family.
exactly. Maybe in their world, like Cody and Robin, like super popular. They can't understand why. Like, I don't understand. I tell these quirky jokes and these little stories, and everybody loves them. But here on this, like on Earth 3, Earth Prime,
Me-
everybody thinks my stories are weird. Because your stories are weird, sir.
they are
Especially
weird.
when you stand outside the cul-de-sac filming the people with their kids. Now, if they have kids in there, like that probably been the draw for
Why
me.
are y'all there, men? Like, why did you and your
Right.
brothers go there? And okay, like y'all are just
Yeah,
Oh, it's
three guys
strange.
showing up with cameras. No, that's not a good look, bro.
Mm-mm. Right. It's like
You
y'all,
know what I mean?
whatever shampoo y'all are using, you gotta stop. You gotta
Yeah,
stop because it's
yeah.
not helping your curls. It is not helping this plot line that you have going on.
It's
You're looking
burning your
worse.
brain cells, bro.
Yes. But yes, I'm gonna let you go.
All right. You have a good night. Thank you so much for calling in. Appreciate you.
Yes, it's still daytime. I'm still a day ahead of
Uh,
y'all.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. That's all right.
It's
Well,
like
you enjoy it
4.
while you're there.
Yes,
There
I
you go.
will. All
Awesome.
right.
All right.
Bye.
Take it easy. All right. Pretty not pretty in the house. All right. Next up, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I got to pull Tiffany back in. Tiffany, what's going on?
Hey again, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, I
Okay.
can.
Y'all are on my iPad now. So hey,
Okay.
I don't know where I dropped, but sometimes when the universe knows I'm about to be too messy, it takes me out of that situation. So I'll say something else instead.
Okay. Okay.
We
Well,
know
you
them.
know.
How are you gonna act like these people don't know you? But anyway, I wanted to say to kind of piggyback off of what Brittany just said. Hey girl. I do think that all of the women were jealous of Robyn. And I think
Mhm,
that that has stuck in Kody's brain. He's a simple man. So if
mhm.
he heard it enough, that's going to forever be in his brain. And even when they've moved out and moved on, that's what he thinks. He's not taking into consideration that maybe they're upset about their kids, how he's treating the rest of the family, what he's doing with the finances. He's still so focused on the fact that Christine wanted him to spend time with her, or everybody wanted him around. So I do
Mm.
think that that's why he says it, and I don't think that that's ever going to change. And
Right.
she's going to feed it. It feeds her own I don't
Her
know,
ego, for
her
sure.
ego. Yeah, it feeds it. And then the other thing I wanted to say is that when they finally find their host for this reunion, I want it to be, I know it's not going to happen, but if we could get like one of these Real Housewife reunions where we even bring in best friend Jen, I want everybody in a room in beautiful gowns with an interviewer or a host with a British accent, because I just feel like that would make Kody like act right.
Right, right.
And I just think it would be amazing. I would watch 6 hours of that. You don't need one or two of them. I would just straight watch that.
Oh, you binge it.
Yeah,
Binge watch
would
Cootie.
binge watch it. All right, well that's it. I can go now.
Excellent point. Well, thank you so much for calling back. I appreciate your resilience and staying in there with me.
It's late. You gotta go to sleep, James. It's late.
I know. I
Yeah.
know. Is it?
All right.
You know, the batteries are winding down. You can see it. Thank you so much, Tiffany. But yeah, I agree with what she said. Like, I think that the whole jealousy thing is a factor. I think that when you look at the jealousy, how you start is how you finish. That's one of the things that I learned when I was a young man. Young man. The guy said that when I was applying for a job. He said, how you start is how you finish. And he was right. Like, because if you start off jacked up, I've been passed that to my kids. You start off jacked up, it tends to carry through. So how people perceive you when you first start is how they kind of perceive you up until the time that you leave. And in Robin's case, when she came into the family, the other ladies were jealous because Kody was enamored with her. He was attracted to her. He was hyper focused on her. And so, yeah, that would leave a lot of room for the ladies to be jealous. And it would make sense that they're jealous. And this is no fault assigned to them saying that they were small or petty or somehow they had some kind of flaws. It'd be a natural thing for them to be upset that their husband is showing attention to a new, younger woman. Or I say younger woman, but I mean, realistically, any woman, older, younger, doesn't matter. You understand what I mean? So I can see that. I can see that. But coming to the stage next, we got hold on one second, let me just check one thing. Okay, we're good. We're good. All right. Oh guys, make sure you hit the like button. Please hit that like. Hit the like, hit the like. But coming to the stage next, we have a fan favorite, Betty, coming to the stage. What's going on, Betty? How you doing?
Oh, hey girl, how you doing?
Doing very well. How's life
Oh,
treating you?
well, first, I hope you got your car up and going, girl.
Nope.
All right, look,
I
I
I
have been
had it.
trying. No,
I
I
had
mean, I know it's only a drop in the bucket, but I put aside 100 for you. But now it's dropped to 75 because I got a $145 ticket this week because I couldn't keep my fucking
oh
mouth shut.
yeah.
Well,
Sometimes
you know,
it's
I
like
got a big mouth. Somebody pulled my asshole cop was being rude to my husband for no reason, like he was bullshit. And he talked rude
uh,
to him. So when he walked up, I told him he was a member of the Small Anglers Club and Little Worm. And my husband's like, please shut up. You're going to get us worse. But I think he heard me. That's probably why we got the ticket. But
like I
I
don't
do
want to
have
go
the
to jail
75
tonight.
for you. I mean, like, I'm sorry I had to dip into it and it's just a drop in the bucket. I know it probably ain't going to help very much, but I've been saving it for you. I just need to
No,
get
no
it
worries. No
because I
worries. No
tried on
worries. No worries.
I tried on the thing to my Bobby, but every time I try to do on the cash app on the My Take thing, it doesn't do it. So, girl, if you want to hit me up my email, you can send me the real cash app because I looked on my real cash app trying to find you to send it.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know what the hell I'm doing, but I know it's not very much, sweetheart. But
no. It's more than enough. It's more than enough. I appreciate any generosity.
well, I just
That's
wanted to
all.
get your car up and going, and I know that's not very much, and it's a drop in the bucket for what you need, but you
Yeah.
know, small
Well,
things.
I unfortunately with that situation, like I had I have a car, and then I had my car. I was like, okay, I put the parts on it I thought I needed. Everything was good. The car was rolling. It was moving. I was like, cool. And then on was it Saturday? Like damn thing made it like halfway up the street, and then the gears went
Never
out.
done that
So
one.
back it up.
Never
Yeah, to
done that,
back it up. But
honey. Please.
it'll be good. It'll be good. I
Well,
mean,
like I said, I know it's not very much, but anything I could do to give you a little small hint of help would make me feel good.
no,
Because
it's
yeah,
good. I'm good. I'm like they say, like I've always said,
well,
I'm probably
I don't
happier
mean
than I
sacrifice, baby.
deserve, and I got more
Like
than
from
I
my heart.
need. Yeah, I
That's just from
appreciate it.
my heart to you.
No,
I
I
just need to get
appreciate
it
it.
to you because you're like my little boy. Like even though I don't know you, I swear if you came to my door, I'd be grabbing you by and giving you the biggest bear hug I could give you. The mama hugs. But
There you go.
let me
There you
shut
go.
up because I get sidetracked. Um, the religion thing pissed me off because it's like he's hiding behind. I hate when people hide behind religion
Mm,
and use that because faith, not religion, faith are two different damn things. Faith can get you through shit that you don't think you can survive. Because
right.
I mean, our own personal story is, which I'm not going to go into because I know this is not the platform for it. But we had 4 members of our family taken away violently by 2
Mm,
strangers,
right.
and we hit our knees, and because 2 of them were children, still going on. They're on the. I don't want to get you demonetized or anything, so I won't. I don't know what I'm allowed to say or not say. But they're on the road. We've been waiting 35 years, and the hardest thing to do is to get up every morning and you pray for their soul, not yours.
Mm,
Sorry, I don't want to cry. But you pray in faith. And when they use it on TV, it hurts. And if people
right.
of faith like us, it's not a show. It's not, because sometimes that's all you have is your.
Right.
Let me get off that because I don't want to be. Sorry, I like to approach things from humor most of the time. And I've
No,
tried to
I
do
get
it
it.
for
I get it.
35 years. So for 35 years, I've tried to do it with humor because sometimes that's
Mm,
all you have is humor and faith. It'll get you through
right.
anything, girl. Sorry, I
Right.
did not mean to do that to you. I am so, so sorry.
No. It. Look,
Like most of the time,
things
I try to do
happen,
things with humor, but when it
and you
comes to
can't
that,
always
it
be
just
happy.
pisses me off
Right. You can't
because
always be happy.
it's not the truth. Don't hide.
Right.
God, your wingman. Oh, my wingman! You little peckerhead. No, he's not. I mean, like really.
If
What
you
a thing to
well,
say.
I'll say this. You can say that I'm fortunate that I found the person that I'm in love with, and that's great. I'm
Yes,
finally happy that he turned the corner and he's starting to accept the fact that he's happy about being with Robin. Congratulations. But it's just overplayed. Like the idea that somehow this is predetermined and it was so great, it was so wonderful, and this is the person I'm supposed to be with, while you're currently trying to crap on the relationships that you had before. Because you can say what you want to say. Now there's a saying that God will put people in your life for a day. He'll put people in your life for a season. He'll put people in your life for a lifetime. And we have to be able to distinguish the difference in those people. Maybe there is a point where God put the OG3 and those children in his life for a season, but those children should be in his life for a lifetime. Those are relationships that he should maintain and keep. So he put those people in your life, and maybe they weren't supposed to be the stayers or the keepers, but the things that they gave you were something that you were supposed to take with you. And I say that all the time. Like when people coming in and out of your life, they come into your life for a reason. And most likely they're supposed to give you something or they're supposed to teach you something, whether it's teach you something about life, yourself, or just, people in general. And you can take those lessons and build on those lessons. But if you're so hyper focused that, yeah, when I was with the OG3 and those kids, then that wasn't God at work. That was just a curse. That was just terrible time. But when he gave me Robyn, then that's when I was truly blessed. The reality, and like I said before, not even to get too preachy on it, but like I said before, without those three women in that situation that you had before, there would be no Robyn. So, in order for God to work, and if you believe that God gave you the opportunity to meet and be with Robyn, then you would also have to acknowledge, even logically, that God would have gave you the OG3 and those children because that's what set the stage for you to be able to meet Robyn. And I'll step down off my soapbox.
Oh no, baby, I'm on that soapbox because it's like, yeah, please, I hate when people use God as a shield because, Negla, she knows I lived in Natchez for 10 years. Man, I worked at the casino, a bartender. And let me tell you,
Mm,
Monday through Saturday, I saw so many deacons coming in there drinking, gambling, but come Sunday morning, boy, was they sanctified.
right,
I
right,
go into church, I even saw teachers that would come in there and because Natchez is a little bitty place. I don't know if you've heard of it, but little bitty town. They'd come in there on a Saturday or Monday night gambling. Come 5 a.m., they're going to the bathroom, change clothes, and going to the door saying, "Oh, well, I guess they're going to get a free day today." I saw so much crap on that boat, and it was a boat. But the ones that cracked me up was the preachers and the ladies that were coming in there, and then come Sunday morning, see them out at the Ryan's buffet, and they was all sanctified and wouldn't do a wrong thing to anyone.
right, right.
Like the hell
Oh
you say?
yeah,
Like,
the big
if
hat
you're going to
crowd.
like faith, you don't have to dress up. You don't even have to go to a building. Faith is here, and faith is how you
Right.
treat your fellow person. Period. So just that, because I guarantee you, when Kody was in Vegas with his brothers, he probably went to the strip club and then told Rob, "I just went for the buffet."
Right. Right.
I didn't give $1 out. I just went for the buffet.
I just wanted to see what it was about. I didn't know.
I didn't watch no woman hitting that pole. I just studied
Right.
my scrambled eggs. Sorry, that was inappropriate, but oh well, it's late. But
That's
I
all
do
right.
love
That's
you,
all
and
right.
please reach out to me. I know that's not very much, but I would
No,
still
no,
love
it's
it
cool.
as a gift from me to you, as from my heart to your heart.
No, I
Because I do love
appreciate
you,
it.
and
I
I love your
appreciate
community. Michelle, girl, you are on my bucket list. And Negla knows I love her. She's not that far from me. I'm going to catch up with Negla. Watch me. You're not
it.
that far
Okay.
from me. When I go visit my son, I'll be knocking on your door. "Hey, James, I got some ribs."
And there you go. I love reels now.
Girl, I'm making some next week. Mm,
Okay.
nothing better than some. Ooh, I don't care if it's winter. I got a grill out back.
There you go. There you go.
Well,
If
I
the
love you, and I
caveman
talk
can
too
do it, I
much.
can do it.
Girl, we slap on some ribs in a heartbeat. In the parka and the snow and some ribs grilling.
There you
I do it
go.
every
There you
year. I
go.
don't give a damn. Well, I love you, and I talk too much.
All
But
right.
please, if you want me to give you my email, I'll be happy to do that for you.
I'll just plug it in the private chat, and then
How
I'll
do
be
I do
able
that,
to.
baby?
Oh, you just click over. It should be over on the right hand side. You'll see
Okay.
like comments and it says private chat.
Okay, I'll try that. I just want to be,
Yeah.
I know it's not very much, like I said, but it's from my heart to your heart.
No, no, it's no worries. It's no
I
worries.
love you,
I
baby. Let me
appreciate
shut
it.
up because you know I talk too long. And you know,
No, you're
but you know, I
fine.
gotta always come. I'll talk to you next week, and I promise not to call
All
back
right.
in and keep me yapping. But I do love y'all, and I love your whole community.
All right. Awesome. We love you back. You take it
Bye,
easy.
baby.
Stay out of trouble out there.
Girl, that ain't happening. Because my damn big mouth always gets me in trouble every damn week. But I try.
There you go. There you
All right,
go.
love you, baby.
All right. Love you too. Have a good one. Awesomeness. All right. Next up, we have wait, before I do that, let me just check one more thing. One thing. Sorry. Okay, we're good. We're good. All right, next up we got Kitty coming to the stage. Kitty, what's going on?
Not too bad. Actually, I wanted to say I love Betty. She is absolutely a hoot, and I'll give her a round of applause.
There you go. There you go.
Sorry, it's a scouting
Round of
thing. So
applause. Round of
yeah,
applause.
round of applause, right? I do have a thing. I got a couple of like points to make out here. Especially with the whole fact of like Kody being like jealous of other guys seeing Robyn and whatnot. I mean, my ex had the exact same problem when
Hmm.
I go out anywhere. It didn't even matter if I even went walking down the street. He would like some guy would try and give me a number, like some random dude will try and give me a number while I'm looking like, a hobo. No,
Hmm.
no questions about it. And someone will give me a phone number and I'm like, what the hell do I do with this? And most 10 out of like 9 out of 10 times I'm giving it to a random stranger. I'm like, here you go. And
Hmm.
I just keep on walking because there's no reason of why I need to keep a number with me. And so
Right.
I always tell everybody around me, like, hey, if I get a random number, I'm just gonna either gonna chuck it or I'm gonna just give it to somebody because there's no point for me to keep it.
Hmm.
But when Kody was saying that, I was thinking like, if she goes and gets those random numbers or whatever, it's her decision if she wants to keep it or she's gonna like give it away. For me
Right.
personally, I'm one of those people. I'd rather just give it away because I don't want somebody's rando's number. I'm sorry, I'm just not that kind of person. But knowing Robyn, if she finds them actually like very interesting or even considering to be even attractive a little bit, like more attractive than Noodlehead, yeah, she might keep those numbers. So yeah,
Hmm.
you would be a little worried, but at the same time, it's like you might want to give a little bit of trust, but knowing Kody and Robyn, I highly doubt it.
Right. Right. Well, because I
And
would say that with the
no,
act of the phone numbers, I would say that where Cody should be worried, it's
mm-hmm,
never the phone number that gets you in trouble.
mm-hmm,
Because these guys who are at the church, when you're like, this isn't like a rando that you're meeting on the street. If you're at
mm-hmm.
church and you're in a congregation together, they know who you are. They know who your husband is. They know who the makeup of your family is. They know, like the fact that I want everybody to know that you married. Everybody's going to know that she's married.
Well,
When she
obviously.
comes into the church, they're going to know she's married. Where you
Mm,
have to be worried with this type of setting, it's not going to be the guy giving you the phone number. It's going to be the meetings that's going to get her in trouble. When they have
mm,
the after church meetings or the Bible studies or the connected meetings or the receptions, and it's that time that they get to spend with your wife, laughing, joking, and having a good time, rubbing shoulders and elbows and maybe other parts that causing
mhm.
that friction. That's where the cheating happens.
Well, yeah,
They may
and
never call each other, but if your wife is look, it just comes down to the basic thing. If your wife is open to step out on you, phone numbers or not, checking her phone or not, her computer, her social media, none of that matters because if she's determined to do it, she's going to find a way to do it. Full
mhm.
stop. So that's why I don't worry about it because if she's that pressed about doing it, no matter how much I try to stop her from doing it, she's gonna find a way to do it because she's
Oh,
taking all the goodies with her when she
yeah.
go
Mhm,
out.
mhm. Yeah, and I mean, but I'm just saying from my point of view, like my husband was just upset just getting a phone number, like a random phone number, and
Mm,
me just giving it away, and I'm not even keeping it. That that to me was more hurtful to me than what Kody have said, but at the same time, I can see where it could be very hurtful. And I'm like, you know, you lost 3 other women because you decided to step out on them with this so-called diesel gene model crap. I don't believe her for a second anyway. But at the same time, you stepped out on them.
Mm.
You just made your bed, and now you can lay in it. So if she walked out on you, that's your problem, not hers, because you did that to the other 3 women. That's my perspective on that.
No, I can see that. I mean, it's karma. Like I said, if they do it with you, they do it on you. So,
oh yeah.
I mean, you can't. You gotta kind of. It's just par for the course because you know she's capable of it because she did it with you. So it's really not a thing where it's a question of whether she can do it or is in her character to do it because she did it with you. So
yeah,
you know what it is.
And also though too, there's also a saying as well. It's like the grass is not always greener on the other side.
Right.
Just because that it looks that it's greener doesn't mean that it is. There could be a ton more other problems in that patch of grass than you have right there.
No, I agree with that.
And my other issue was when they were telling people that they actually have gone by those houses at the cul-de-sac way too many times, and I'm like, I can see where Janelle's coming from because I don't like visiting my old stomping grounds. I'm sorry, I don't. I refuse to try and be anywhere near my old stomping grounds because that's just what they are. They're old stomping grounds. If I want to have them go through memories and reminisce and all that shit, I have it all locked up in here. I don't need to go over there and, look at this, that, and whatever else. I have it all in my head. And if I want to visit it, I'll rather go visit it in my head, not where it is.
Right. I mean, I can see that too. I mean, it's like I said, it's just weird the way they're doing it. I think it's just weird the way they're doing it.
Oh, no, I agree with
outside the house for a minute.
Oh, well, no, I agree with you 100%. I think it's weird for them to do that, but at the same time, for me, I don't like it. If I want to reminisce and all that stuff, like I said, I have the memories in my head. Yeah, I might have fog ADHD brain, but I mean, it's still there. If I really, really, really want to search for it, it's there.
Right.
But again, and also though too, I don't know what is up with TLC and their commercials too. That also drove me nuts. It's like I've seen a lot of and it wasn't even this week either. It was last week too that they had a whole lot of heartburn commercials and laxative commercials and divorce lawyers and all that other stuff. And I'm like, what on earth is going on here, TLC? Are you telling everybody that you're divorcing these people and you're just doing it quietly?
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, they're breaking up relationships left and right, so I guess it makes sense. They would be trolling for business.
Oh, yeah. And it's just like, TLC, are you just... I think TLC on the low, bro, are trying to go back into what they were before all this reality TV came in.
Right.
Because they've been doing a lot of no disrespect to the YouTubers that were here that actually broke out on TV, like Dr. Pimple Popper and all them. I think they were awesome during YouTube time, and I still think they're awesome even doing the TV shows. But at the same time, it's like it feels like TLC is trying to step away from reality TV again and getting into that sciencey part. And it's like, that ship had been sailed a long time ago after you air the Duggars. Just ride it hard. Just ride it hard.
Right.
At this point, TLC. Just ride it.
But, well, yeah, I think a lot of their stuff is getting kind of dry because they're
Yeah.
trying to rehabilitate and regurgitate a lot of the old storylines that they've had before. Like even with 90 Day Fiance, they're bringing back too many of the old cast members that they really need to start letting go. Like there's a lot of people that they have in their lineups that really should no longer be a part of the show because they don't really have storylines. And this is actually one of the things I was saying about the Browns earlier, that
Mhm.
they're not generating any new storylines. They just kind of rehash the old storylines. They're not maybe giving a little more detail to some of the older storylines, but
Mhm.
you have to give something new and something fresh to the audience members, or they will start to leave. Like you'll bore them out, in which case you're just kind of killing the golden goose.
Yeah.
So if you really want to keep this going, you have to provide additional information or something new and intriguing for us to watch, other than like I said, Christine talking about how she didn't do anything with Kody and now she's doing it with David.
Yeah.
Cowdy Pass, which I appreciate Cowdy Pass because of the reason I stated before, it being a kind of a physical manifestation of polygamy. But
Mhm.
then you have Robyn and Kody. They don't talk about anything. They
No.
just talk. Cody and Robyn just basically talk about how much they love each other
Oh
and how
God.
everybody is they're a victim of everybody else's mistreatment. That's pretty much their entire relationship.
And
That's just
sometimes I
is what
just
it
feel like I gotta make myself a nuisance just to have it on standby.
is. Right, right. Because they're just and they're dry. Like they're not really interested to watch. So
No.
it's not a lot going on now.
Yeah.
And then
And
Mary, she's been kind of dragging out the breakup for the entire season, pretty
yeah,
much.
even though I guess they've been saying on other social medias that Mary is like trying to tell them like, hey, it's just the show. They're just trying to drag this out. There is better storylines for me in the next season. And it's the same thing with Christine and Janelle, which is fantastic. I'm kind of glad. But
Right.
I think this is just a season of just full reruns just to
Hmm.
catch up to next season.
Right. Right. They need to hurry it up though.
Yeah,
They
definitely.
got to put their foot on the gas a little bit.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is though too is that I think they should have went more harder into the religion part at not like at the beginning, but now. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Especially with the AUB getting very upset that, that they're being called out in this season. They should have been
Right.
called out
Right.
in first season, but again, like you can't really, digest that all the time.
Right. Right.
So,
Yeah. But and they're slowly getting there. They're slowly getting
yeah. Yeah, but again, like I said, I to be honest, I really think that they should actually go and put Janelle. They should put Janelle, Christine, and Mary all in a car and go from one point of the United States all the way to the other end of the United States, and just
there. Hmm.
and have us see how they interact with each other throughout that entire time. Because
Right.
I would, and I have Jen in there too, and I would love to see the original three plus Jen just dragging Kody to filth and back
Right.
while they're going
Right.
across country.
Well, there you go. Maybe you should hopefully TLC sees this and maybe you're giving them a show for an idea for a show
Yeah,
they'll produce in the near future.
yeah, and it should be called Traveling Sister Wives.
There you go. There you go.
All
The
right,
traveling pants.
but that is
Sisterhood of the
all.
traveling pants.
Oh yeah, and that's all I want. That's all I really want. I want to know like the juicy like gossipy things about Kody while they're traveling from one end of the states to the other. Just be like, you know, saying all this dirty stuff while they're traveling and, having a fun time. Cuz I think when they were in what was it? San Francisco? Just the three of them? They
Mm,
had a fantastic time.
right.
And I'm like, I wish they had more of that. Just the three of
Right.
them.
Right. Yeah, yeah. I don't think that Mary and Christine and Janelle ever get in a car together though.
Um, actually,
They just don't like
I
each other.
I I've actually heard that Mary and Christine and Janelle are planning to do something together for this Christmas.
Okay.
So I'm thinking that since this past few years of them being hurt and everything from Kody, I think now they're actually trying to make amends with each other and be friends without
Right.
Kody in the picture.
Yeah. I don't know because Christina's been talking out against Mary in recent interviews. So
Mm,
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, if they could get past their differences, I think it'd be great for them, not necessarily for the show. I mean, it'd be good for the
yeah,
show too, but I think it'd be good for them to be able to get past or whatever differences they had or problems they had. If they can get past it, it'd be good for them as far as healing, self healing. But
yeah.
we shall see.
Because
We shall
like,
see.
well, Mary's been going around on the press tour saying that her and Janelle and Christine are talking more now
Okay.
than they used to. So, I mean, I'm I think at the beginning Christine was like, "Oh, we're not really talking or whatever." But now like because it's been a while and stuff, I think Mary's because of the show and that, I think Mary and Christine and Janelle have been talking behind the scenes without Kody present
Okay.
and making that happen.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
you know,
You
the
never
old
know. You
saying,
never know.
is never have the wrath of a woman's scorn.
Right. Right. Well, you know.
Anyway,
I, but
I
thank you
should get
so much
going.
for calling in. Appreciate
Uh,
you. Have a good night.
you
Awesomeness, awesomeness. Kitty in the house. Next up we got. Oh, before I get to that, I gotta just do some housekeeping. Raspberry with the $5 super chat. There's the trope of the three-piece musical act where the lead singer goes solo. Cody is so bonk on dogs, bonker dogs, bonker dogs, love it. Uh, that he thinks that Robin is Diana Ross. Yeah, yeah, and that's kind of the thing. Like I've always held a position, and I know there's people who disagree with me, but I always held a position that from Cody and Robin's perspective, I think that when they saw Sister Wives, or at least the Sister Wives opportunity as a TV show, they saw themselves as the star of the show. They saw themselves as the stars. So when that happened and the show started taking off, Cody was thinking he was looking good. He's thinking he has his new pretty wife. The other three women are just kind of the old fuddy duddies are holding them back. And the show was going to be focused on them as a couple. And when that happens, you start getting in the back of your mind that you Michael Jackson, they the Jackson Five or the Jackson Four, and without you, there is no group. So Diana Ross and the Supremes, you can run the whole list of like boy bands and lady groups and things of that nature, ensembles where people thought that they were too big for the group and they broke off the group. And I think that that's pretty much, John Lennon and Yoko Ono. Like, I think that that's one of the things that the two of them kind of built into their minds is that the show is about them. Cody believes the show is about him. Even though it's called Sister Wives, I think that he thinks that the show is about him and how he deals with the sister wives as opposed to their experience in polygamy. So with that being said, I think that they both think that they could break away and start their own band, not realizing they wouldn't sell two records if they pressed a double album. So that's just my opinion. But thank you so much for the super chat, Ray. All right, and there's one more super chat. Eve R, $2 super chat. Cody visits the cul-de-sac more than his own kids. That's sad but true. Funny but true. He visits the damn cul-de-sac more than he visits his kids. First name basis with the cul-de-sac. And the crazy part is he can't even get in there. He can't even get in there. It's not even like because I saw somebody had said that they wish they could go back to Mexico and visit with their brother to visit the house they grew up in. I can get that. I dig that. I understand that. But the crazy part is that even somebody else said that they go back to their old block and hang out. But usually you're going back to the old block and you're hanging out and seeing and reconnecting with friends and people that you knew in that area who might still be there. It's weird to me that Kody doesn't know anybody. None of these folks know anybody who could open the gate for them. I'm gonna come in. Yo, Charlie. I'm James. Remember I used to live down the street. Yeah, I wanted to come by and see the old neighborhood. You think you can let me in? Nobody's letting you in. It's weird. So, but let me give Eva a little something, something. Very funny, very funny. Let me just make sure I got my do 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 do. Oh, here we go. So, next up we got Jenny Jack, then it's Negla, then it's Elizabeth B, then Ross Hawk, and we had somebody else who was here and they dropped out. Jenny Jack, what's going on?
Hi, James.
How are you?
Good, good.
Awesome.
Okay, want to jump to the whole church talk between Robyn and Kody.
Hmm.
He said something, and I quote something as long as I can steer them away, referring to the last daughters that he have in his home. If I
Hmm.
could steer them away of any culty like churches, I'll be okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I wonder why. Why now? Like how did that come about? Obviously, his. Well, he had to live through it. The family
Right.
falling apart, and yeah, and also he said you can lose your children in a divorce or in a cult. How does that not bounce back to Robyn?
Right. Right. Well,
Her,
because yeah.
yeah, yeah, her ex-husband lost his kids because of this. Well, I don't know, should I say cult first or divorce that happened because of that? That contributed to it, but also to keep up this religion cult lifestyle.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because I think that there's also the point where he's so bitter about the religion, and it really struck me that part of the reason why he might be bitter about the religion is because he doesn't want to share control with other people. And for somebody who has been able to have and maintain control over his daughters or Robin's kids for so long, he doesn't want another authority to step in and have share that control or take control from him because they're coming with that righteous authority. So he tries to avoid it. But this is just built into the system when you raise your kids to be controlled. So if you raise your kids up to follow your instructions and follow your orders, then there's a possibility that they may find a new commander along the way. And I think that that's one of the things he might be worried about with the whole religion thing.
Yeah, and it fits perfect to what you're saying too when he said that what did he say? That he played king to his daughters and that got him in trouble.
Hmm.
And I see, I don't understand how that happened because the older daughters that are married, even if you try to play king with them, they married who they wanted to.
Right.
And it's interesting, like he wants to play now a position of the savior, right? Didn't he say he's a knight now?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
trying to save. Okay, this where it comes like weird, like kind of, yeah, comes off weird to me. If he's referring to Aurora and Brianna, is he wants to be their knight to save them for what? From what?
From them guys who trying to
Yeah,
storm them gates.
okay, exactly. Save them. The daughters are not biologically his, but his blood's like, I was your king or whatever. I don't know how that went about, but
Right.
that they married who they wanted to. They had their blessings. They did a big weddings and all this stuff. And then now it's like, well, being a king got me in trouble, so now I want to be the savior to them. And let's now leave out Savannah, right? And how is he concerned about her religion, faith slash dating scene? She's right in that group. Brianna and Savannah, aren't they the same age or
Right.
something?
Yeah. Brianna and Savannah are in the same grade. So yeah, they're about the same age.
I don't. I
But
took.
she's Janelle's
Yeah,
daughter, so
yeah, exactly. I didn't. I didn't. It didn't feel like his message was thinking about her because
yeah,
is
right.
that's Janelle's daughter. you know, he lives with his at-home daughters.
It was well, she got kicked out because her mom was what is it, disobedience or whatever. Like as crazy as that is, like I think
The
that that's
stepmom.
how he sees it. The mom was disobedient, so he no longer worries about the connection between him and Savannah. So I mean, it's such a weird cultural thing. I think like that's part of it too, or at least that's where I'm dismissing it at. Is that I just think it's part of the culture. When they shun the wife, they also shun the kids that come from the wife.
Yeah,
You know, and I think that that's how he kind of approached it.
yeah. That's how they wash their hands.
Hmm.
Blame your mom. And but also I found it interesting when Robin was telling him, "Oh, when we bring up religion, you seem to get on, on I don't know, on the edge or something. You don't like it." And they bring up, I see a pattern now, like they bring up these kind of topics in on camera because Kody has to have his best, persona.
Hmm.
If it's such a serious conversation to have, and maybe they had it prior, maybe it was scripted, whatever it be, but to me it just looked like she vents. What I've noticed about her is that when she's not trying to tell the truth, but she gets like, you can see in her body language, like she just kind of like vents more if there's something that there's anticipation. Is she gonna how can she deliver this with sounding right in a good way? I don't know. And
Right.
it throws Cody off guard, like, what? Like, we're on camera, dude. Like, what are you saying? Like, I don't know how to, when we talk about religion, I'm aggressive. But then, they get the answer that they want and it's on camera.
Right. Right. But it's all set up for them. I think they're trying to produce their own show.
Of
So
course,
I
yeah.
think that's where they're messing up because they're trying to produce or create those moments for themselves, and it's
Yeah,
just not working. It just doesn't take well.
they have to. Everyone else has their drama and
Mm,
they gotta make that paycheck. They're all gone.
yeah, don't want that money to stop. But he's got a big mortgage to pay for, so it makes sense.
Yeah. And then the Mary, I'm glad she has support. She's grieving, she's gossiping, she's just like, oh my, and he said this, and they know, they've heard it 100 times. Like, we know, Mary, we've all been knowing. But to end it with going back to how she said towards the end that, oh yeah, but how we had the breakup. Yeah, Kody was telling me how Robyn had a very hard time.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
it's yeah, and then it's just like with her saying that her mom passed and she wasn't even there for her.
right, right. Because Robin's not her friend, so
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
it made sense. It made sense.
Yeah, so almost like Kody was like saying to her, like, oh, Mary, your mom passed away. But Robyn, she's very sad about that.
Right. Your mom was real broke up. Well, because I think they were talking about like when he was saying that Robin was really hurt. It wasn't when Mary's mom passed away. It was when Mary decided she was moving back to Paraguay, or she was breaking. They were officially breaking up their relationship. She didn't even say she was moving back to Paraguay yet. I don't think.
Yeah.
She just said that they're officially breaking their relationship up, breaking
Yeah.
up the band.
So it's just, yeah, going back to, oh, no, you're right. that yeah, Robyn was heartbroken about that, and again, like, you know, flipping the script, feel bad for me,
Right.
rescue me. Oh, it's so sad that she's leaving.
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah, so I don't know. I took it more of the religion side of this, how you know, now it's hypocritical, but they had to live through it, and it,
Right.
you know, through the TV. So yeah, that's what I gotta say.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you calling in. Thanks so much. You have a great night.
You
Appreciate
too,
you.
James.
All right. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Awesomeness. Awesomeness. Next up, guys, we have oh, wait, hold on now. Nickel, where'd you go? Go back in, Nickel. I got you. Let me just check something real quick before we move on. Okay. Uh yeah, Nickel dropped out. Oh, just one real quick. Got a super sticker from Jada P. 299 super sticker. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Let me give you a little something, something. Yay! Jada P. All right. Next up to the stage, we got Elizabeth B. Hey, what's going on?
How you going, James? How you going?
Doing well, doing well. Can't complain. How's life
Just,
treating you?
want, just wanted to come and say how you going. I'm just
Doing well.
happy you and your family have a great Christmas and a happy New Year. It's night time here. I
Thank
don't
you.
know what time it is where you are.
Yeah,
I messaged you
it's
guys with
early
before,
morning.
you and Sarah, if you remember, Elizabeth Begg.
Yes, yes.
So I wanted to come on before I go overseas. I'm like, wanted to say hello. How are you all going? How's your weather? We're summer here. It's like 40 degrees today or something. So I just wanted to come in to say how you going. And I am still a massive fan of Sister Wives since day one.
Okay.
And honestly, I'm on. I got to go out shortly, so I'm going to be short and sweet. But yeah, like Sister Wives since the beginning. I watch it now on YouTube because I can't watch it on normal television. I'm not surprised Cody's still alive, basically, with with everything that's happening up to this point. His behavior is just atrocious. You understand? I'm sorry, my Aussie English, we talk a little different. You get my drift?
No, no worries. No worries.
So yeah, I watch him. I'm like, oh my God, every week I just like shake my head. I'm like, what the? I can't swear on here. I can't swear, can I? I don't want to.
No, no, knock yourself
Like,
out.
what the fudge is going on here? What's wrong with this bloke, mate? You
Yeah, he's
understand what I mean?
insane.
Like,
Yeah,
and I'm not saying I'm bad for TLC, but like every show we watch, like the Goslings, 19 Kids and Counting, Sister Wives, I watched all of them from back to front, and they all look like it's a perfect family from the beginning. And then obviously, look what's
yeah,
happened
just
now with all three of the shows
right, just falls
up to this
apart.
point. Yeah, and
Yeah,
it's unfortunate, but yeah, I don't know. I'm happy Christine's moved on. I get too much a bit of that PDA crap. I know. I watch that shit too. Excuse my English.
no,
Um,
no, that's fine.
I love Janelle's moving on and Mary's finally worthied up apparently, but still she's just gone a bit too long with the storyline, if you understand. But other than that,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
happy that Tobin and Cody are getting their karma, basically.
right,
You
right.
understand?
It's coming
I just
around.
wanted to keep it short and sweet. I was just sitting here waiting on the other ladies pretty much made the points I wanted to say, but I wanted to just make it short and sweet because I got to go anyway. But I just wanted to come on and say how you going anyway, and have a good Christmas and everything.
Thanks. You
And
too. You
I
too.
will. I do watch you and Sarah as well. I miss it when you all three were together. You and Amanda and Sarah. That was the best.
Yeah,
Amanda's still
yeah,
great.
man.
I
I
watch
got
her. I
busy.
love Amanda's commentary on her stuff. Oh, it's amazing. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
But
yeah. She got a
yeah,
little busy, but that's all right.
oh no, it's great. But she's still funny. She's hilarious. But I love
Yeah,
Sarah's
great.
recaps, and I love your. I watch your recaps as well. I said today, get on there and talk to James. So I just wanted to give it out. Oh, no, I was trying other times, but then something came up because we've got a massive time difference. We're like almost 6 o'clock here at night. Yeah, 6 o'clock now.
Oh
So it's
wow.
our dinner
Okay.
time, mate.
Yeah, yeah.
What time's it there? Sorry, 2 o'clock?
No, it's like yeah, it's just after two.
Yeah, I just checked my world map. I'm like, oh, he's not. I don't know where he's from in America. It could be different time. But
Yeah,
no, well, I
yeah, it's 2
definitely want
o'clock
to
in the
pop
morning.
in and just say hey and hope you everyone has a good Christmas and you and Sarah should do this together as well. Maybe have a few people on as well every so often.
Yeah, it
You and
depends
Sarah,
on
it'd
what's
be
going
this every
on.
so often. If it's even if it's like just a couple minutes, that's why I'm trying to be fast because I know other people
Right.
might be getting on. But it was definitely good to chat with you, James. And like I say to everyone, stay out of trouble and have a good New Year.
All right, you too. You too.
No worries. It was great chatting with
Have
you,
a good
James. I'm
one.
happy to finally
You
give it. I'm
too.
like, don't chicken out. Don't chicken out. Just fucking do
You
this.
finally made it. You
So,
did a great
I
job,
no, no,
though.
no,
Don't
no.
worry
I wanted
about
to stick it out. I said, no, don't, just do it now. If I don't do it now, I'll never do it. So
it.
I'm happy I've done it, and it was great to chat to you.
Awesome. Awesome. I'm
No
glad you
worries.
did
Have a
it.
good year, mate. I'll be going
You
walking my
too.
kangaroo now. So yeah.
There you go.
Thank you. Have a good one, mate. See yous.
Have a good one. Awesome. Awesome. Next up we have Ross R. What's going on?
What's up, chat? What's up, James? Hope everybody's having a good night, getting geared up for the holidays, got your shopping done, relaxing and chilling.
Yeah,
I just
right.
wanted to come on here and say that TLC is about to drive me crazy with this production. This is what I
Yeah.
think we need to do. Do we need to put together a petition to let them know that the finale better be a bang up finale? They better have everybody in the room together, mic'd up and duped up, ready to have one big conversation on camera for all of us to see, because this is just moving along a little bit too slowly. So I'm going to start
Hmm.
off with my unpopular opinions. Christine's storyline, it was very cute in the beginning, but now it's starting to come off a little bit superficial, maybe just a little bit, too giddy or over the top, where she's trying to prove to us that she's moving on from Kody and she's found the person or found her person. I believe that she has. But I also
Hmm.
feel like she doesn't have to play it up as much as she's doing. We get it. You found your man. We proud of you. We glad you've moved on. But now it's starting to come off as a little bit phony. And I like Christine. I'm a Christine fan. I'm a fan of Christine's. I'm a fan of Janelle's. So seeing her in this storyline of all of the things she didn't get a chance to do while in the marriage, I'm happy for her. But we want to get a little bit more meaty into this, into the situation. She talks a lot about incorporating him into the family, and we've seen some of the one on ones with the children. Let's see a little bit more day to day. Like, how is he interacting with Truly? How is that interfering with Kody? What are some of the conversations that she's having with David regarding Kody and his relationship with Truly? I want to see more of those reactions to him now coming into this already, solidified family. And
Right.
then
Right.
um I'm tired of Kody and Robyn, the king and queen crabs of the Brown family, sitting up there on their pedestals, looking down at everyone else, expecting everyone to come to them and kiss the ring. This is starting to really drive me insane. We get it. You guys are trying to build your reputation back this season with, putting out storylines about how, you both were just so blindsided, how Robyn was just so fair with the family and she really wanted the plural family and she didn't get the big picture that she really wanted of being in the plural family. But I need for the OG3, and I like that idea of all of them getting together, but I'm tired of this saying things without really saying anything. I need for them
Hmm.
to get together and spill the tea. What are some of the things that happened? I want the examples. I want the receipts. I want to see the text thread from the gift exchange. I know we've gone too far from that, but that seemed to have been a turning point in a lot of the relationships in the family. Bring back some of the kids. If we have to give Peyton a contract, give McKelty a contract, give Gwen a contract, give them something so that they can come on, so that they can start speaking to some of these things from a different point of view other than the OG3 and Kody and Robyn. And then also, Meri, we're happy for you. But Meri really is on this whole campaign of getting together with people to do the trash talking for her. What I'm starting to see is
Right.
that she gets with a team of women and she baits them to say all the things that she doesn't have the courage to say, or for whatever reason, she's not saying it. And then they say all of the things that we have all concluded 10 years ago. Kody has been telling Meri from a very long time that he was not interested in having anything other than a platonic relationship with her, keeping her in the family, sucking up whatever income she could bring to the family, and that's not anything more. She
Mhm.
tells us that she was getting mixed signals and so on and so forth, but I feel like she was the only one blind to the signals. My grandmother always told me, don't let a man have to tell you twice that he don't want you.
Right.
And Kody not only told her once, twice, three times on camera, off camera, as many times as he could to just let Meri just move on. So I'm glad that
Mm.
she's finally moving on. But she has this codependency. I say this all the time. Meri has a codependency. She has to be in coercion or in relationship with other people to get herself going and to feel empowered to do and say the things that she needs to do. All of these women are grown women. 50s, let's act like ladies. Let's get it together. Let's move on. Let's show this man who's boss. Show them that you can have
Mm.
a life outside of him and Robyn. And Robyn and Kody, it's time to get another storyline. I want to know what's going on with y'all finances. We get it. They're buying properties. They got millions of dollars to put into properties. How? I want to see how. I want to see the books. I want to see who's seasoning and cooking those books. Where's the money coming from? Where is the money going? How was the money split? How was the money spent? I need to get more in depth into this storyline. We get it. The family is falling apart. Everyone's going their separate ways. That happens every day. But I need to get to the meat and the potatoes of the story.
I
And
heard
that's
that.
it.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Concise and to the point. Thank you so much, Ross. Appreciate you. Awesomeness. Um, we had a Mary. Your device is not connected, but we're gonna move on to it's Bella. So what's going on? Bella, what's going on? Clear. Oh, I don't see. Oh, oh,
Hear me? Can you hear me?
Bella.
Can you
Yes,
hear
I
me?
got you. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna keep it quick because I gotta do the Mondays. James, you're a real one. Thank you for being the best girlfriend guy to all of us that love to talk about sister wives
I
on the
appreciate
Sunday
you.
night. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Okay, first thing, Robyn talking about to Kody that I did tease her a little bit about you shouldn't go to church to find a guy you like. Robyn, you wrote in a book your number one American's bestseller book, your little chapter that your mama told you to get you sent back out there. And you drove
Right.
5 hours to get you sent back out there and you waved your scent right in front of the one that you got. Okay. So
In the
you're
church.
hypocritical.
Right. In
Huh?
the church.
And
In
she
the church.
she went to the church to waive her scent for the right one with the possible reality show. Come on, like let's be real. That's facts. Okay.
Right.
So I want to say that. Also, the romantic dinner, whatever, that was predictable. We know. I'm glad you guys get to love out loud after denying the fact that you've been loving out loud this whole fucking time. Excuse me.
No, you're fine.
Um, but Robyn and Kody, in a way, good for them because they met their match with each other. And when you say you met your match, it's like you met your defeatist. They met the best worst parts of each other. Like I feel like they're both so manipulative that that's probably one of their main attractions to each other.
Uh-huh.
I feel like they go home and Cody's impressed with Robyn's lies and sobbing. Like he's like, that's hot. That's hot. The way you did that, yes. So, and for Christine, it's a lot of PDA, but also, wouldn't it be so nice to finally meet your match at 50? And I'd like to believe it's possible. She seems happy. It is fast, but honestly, that's a girl's dream.
Right.
Especially a 50-year-old girl who's been told that, he's been through the. It would be nice to meet Prince Charming. So if love can happen in a real way for anybody, it's a celebration.
No, I agree. Like, I don't think, like, that's the weird thing about it. I don't think anybody's really as much down on Christine meeting the love of her life, but I think that there's just concern because she is moving so fast. I think people are a little protective of Christine because of what she went through and what we watched her go through. So
Yeah.
people may feel a little more stewardship about Christine's situation and not wanting to see her get hurt. Because the sad part is that if you're the type of person who loves deep, like you love real deep, you love real strong, then if you keep getting hurt, then there's always a concern that you love so deep that the next time you get your heart broken, it could destroy you. So I think that there's that concern.
And because when you love in a real way, you're not thinking like, I'll get over that one by getting under another one.
Yeah.
No,
I can handle the heartbreak. You can't handle it.
I'll climb another mountain and put my foot. I'll climb another mountain and put my stake in it. But when you love for real, yeah. And at 50, that would be a knockout. Because I feel like that too, with how fast they move, just from personal experience, and now what's over all the World Wide Web about love bombing, and like when I seen, I was like, oh, this looks familiar. Proceed with caution.
Right. And we don't know David. Like, the truth of the matter is that we really don't know David because we see how excited she is when she talks about him. And I was thinking, I'm considering doing a video about that, speaking about that specifically. But the problem is that with him even being on the show, as many times he's been on the show currently, we know nothing about him. Because
we know nothing about him except for like the record history of him. It's just, and listen, as I stated originally, I'd like to believe it is possible. I've seen it in my own family. Right. It is possible to fall in love and that be the one. And it's just both of y'all being infatuated and actually having enough in common to go the long haul. That is possible. Right. I have to say that for me and all the women, it is possible. I mean, Betty found her some, so it's got to be out there. You got some, so it's got to be out there.
Right. It does happen. And that's the thing. It can happen, and it does happen. It's what makes it special, I think. And this is the weird part about it. When you're in it, you feel great. When you're not, you want to be in it. But the thing that makes it so special is because it is so hard.
It's
you understand what I mean?
It's an exception. I think you might have said a video about that. Like, if it was that common, then that wouldn't be the reason why you're telling the story. You wouldn't have a story to tell. It wouldn't be like the first story that you pick out that had to tell if you didn't realize that it's a special story. You know?
Right. It's unique. Like, because it's just, okay. Because I never have told a story about, I woke up this morning and guess what, y'all? I was breathing. Like, I've never had that conversation. You know what I mean?
Guess what? I forgot my keys for the 4th time this year. That never happened to y'all. Yeah, it's happened. Like, what are you doing? That's common.
Exactly. Nobody is stopping up. What? What did you say now?
It's unbelievable. You lost your tickets.
Right? Tell us the story. Regale us of the story again of how you lost your keys
I
and where
misplaced
you
my
found
keys
them.
again, and then I realized they were in my pocket.
Right, right. When you do the thing where you have your glasses on your forehead, like that kind of stuff. Like it's not strange or it's not because it's unique, it's a great story. And that's where it kind of falls. And that's where I've taken that position. Like
Yeah,
her
so
story, if it's true, it will be completely unique. It will be
it'll be
completely unique.
completely unique, but
Amazing.
just a little bit more. Also, though, the double edged is that David is so mild mannered that you can't really get a pulse on him. He's just so like, yes. It's like Coming to America. Yes, I like it. Oof, oof. I'll hop like
Right, right,
he agrees with everything. Oh, it's the best ever. But he may just be that enamored, and I hope so
right.
because
I
Christine does.
also
And then I was gonna say, I don't know if Mary's new friends that are showing up are her real friends because
mm,
they just serve it up to her hot on the platter. They're just like, it came out the skillet. Here it is. He don't love you.
right, right.
What
And
did
I gotta
she said? Thank you. She read that whole letter, and then her friend said, "So basically, thank you for your service." That cracked me up because I was like, "That's
yeah.
what we're all thinking." Like, Mary, please compute. And
Well, the
I
fact
think,
that I think the one girl's around,
huh?
I think the one girl with the glasses, the one girl, I'm calling her girl, the woman with the glasses, the house that they visited, her and Jen visited. I think she's like because the way Mary described it, she was around even when they first got out to Vegas. That was the end of season, no, the beginning of season two. So she's
Shit.
been around since season two, yeah.
So,
Because they
well,
moved to Vegas season two.
I'd like to think they are. I think actually Mary has a good group of friends because they're all kind of keeping it real with her. Like,
Mm,
it really wasn't what you. I mean, like they're like, I realize your devotion and stuff, but it's been a long time. Like Mary would be like, it's hard to get over 32 years of marriage. Listen, there is marriage, it is an agreement, but you can be single in a relationship. And Mary was for a long time. And I think that's what everybody's like, it's not that brand new, Mary. It just, yeah, you had an agreement, so you thought, but physically in action, you didn't have none of that.
right, right. Well, I mean, I think there's also that point where you know Mary was in a relationship, Cody was not. So you can't. I don't care how much you can't. Love somebody so much that you make up for them not loving you or caring about
Yeah, and I think that's why Christine is a trailblazer because at least she's broken out the box of this is it. Because I think Mary, she got with Cody when she was 18. She grew up in that faith. And as great as she is as a businesswoman, I think she doesn't know anything else. And she hasn't really opened her mind to the possibility of more. And even though Christine is a fantasy Disney princess, she opened herself up to the possibility of more. And I would like to see that from Mary.
you. Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's
Yeah.
not, I
And
think that's the hard part though, because you know, my mom used to have a saying like, the Lord looks out for fools and children, and not to call Mary a fool or call Christine a fool or a child, but the reality of it is that there's a certain vulnerability that comes along with naivete. And if
mm,
Christine has like this youthful look of love and a certain naivete when it comes to love and relationships that
mm.
allows her to fully experience love or the courage to experience love because it's a courage factor there too
I'm
to
one of
fully
them
give
people.
yourself to
I'm a
somebody.
naive person, so I get it.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm not naive, but I'm childlike and hopeful. I like, and I listen. I've
You
been,
believe. you believe.
I've been
Which is
punched in
fine.
the face plenty of times, but I'm like one of them blow up dolls that you can punch and it pop back up.
Right, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. Yeah, right. Knock me down, I'll be back again. Yeah, right. But I think that Mary is more. I think that in that Mary is a little more jaded. Is she we'll call it practical, and
She's
so
practical.
she'd be hesitant about getting involved with these types of relationships. And I think
Yeah.
that that's what holds her back too. Is that
But and
because
also
she's been in
you
both
can
seasons.
tell I'm sorry, you can tell with like the Airbnb and how Mary keeps everything. Mary likes the past. I wonder if Mary's a Pisces because Pisces do that. She likes heritage. She likes the beginning. She is one of those people. It's been 30 years, and I'll say there even if they're not. She's attached.
Mhm.
That was it.
Okay.
Yeah, that was it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for calling in. I
Thank you,
appreciate you.
James. Have a good night. I appreciate you so much, and good night,
All right.
everybody.
Have a good night. Awesomeness. We have two more calls, and then let me just check something real quick. All right, we're good to go. La girl, what's going on?
Hi, this LA girl, but
Oh, hey, LA girl, I'm
I
sorry.
it's okay. Um, so I just wanted to kind of point out just really quickly the thing about the ring
Hmm.
for this though, because if you notice back a couple of episodes when Mary, or maybe it was last season when Mary pointed out the ring and she was like, "Oh, did you take off? Is that a different ring?" And then Cody just kind of laughed it off like, "Oh, you're distracted by a ring," but
Right,
then he brings it up this episode, like, oh yeah, I got you that ring. It's so big. Look at that bling. Make sure it's big enough to keep the guys off of you. So it was
right,
different, but he was so just dishonest about it and shady about it. So it just bothered me.
right. Good point. Good point. Yeah, because I think that whole ring exchange was very telling in and of itself. Because first of all, I agree with something that Mary said. Because I was thinking the same thing. If you don't want her to talk about it, don't wear it to her house. Yeah, you understand what I mean? If I had like a big fat, ridiculous chain, and I didn't want anybody to talk about the chain, I just wouldn't wear it to the places I don't want people to talk about it because clearly it's a conversation piece. Like the ring he had wearing it to Mary's house, especially if it's in place of something that was important to those relationships, she's of course going to notice. If I started wearing a different ring on your wedding band finger, and you're wearing like a name ring or some dookie chain ring or something, you know, your wife is going to notice, your husband's going to notice, and they're going to want to talk about it. So of
Especially
course Mary's going to talk about
especially since they knew that they were going to be filming. So it's not like, okay, they forgot to take the ring off or something like that, because
it.
it's not like
Right.
he sees Robin that often. But the fact that he laughed it off was just so gaslighting. And
Hmm.
another thing was just the trash talking, because as much as Cody was trash talking, when somebody says one thing about him, he's just like, oh, well, they don't know me and they don't know what you're talking about. But how many things have you said bad about Mary?
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I had a bad taste in my mouth after watching that. And yeah, that's pretty much all that's on my mind. But I watch pretty much
Nah.
your lives and I appreciate what you do.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Well, I appreciate you calling in and taking the time to give us your thoughts on it, dropping your take in the bucket, letting us know what's going on. Are you in LA?
Yeah, I'm in LA.
Okay, okay. How's the weather?
The weather is what we call cold. So if it gets below 60 degrees, people are shivering and they're saying stay warm. So
Below 60.
yes, below 60 degrees, people I know I have a heated jacket that I kind of use when it gets cold. So
Yeah, I think it's like 12. Like what's the temperature? 7. Like, yeah, I'm at. It's cold as hell. Well, I tell you what, you enjoy yourself out there in LA, that good weather. Even though it might be a little chilly,
Thank
make
you.
sure you enjoy it. But I appreciate you calling in. Excellent points on it. I do like the ring thing. You guys might hear me say that tomorrow. So if I say it tomorrow, that's LA girl.
Okay. Yeah, appreciate it.
All right. Have a good night.
So, bye.
Bye. Awesome. That was actually a really, really good point about that damn. I didn't even think about the connection. Like all of a sudden, uh, what Cody was, because what we were basically saying, just so I can get it in my mind, I like to say it out loud. Cody is essentially saying to Robin, "I'm going to give you this ring because I recognize that everybody is going to notice this ring." But then at the same time, when he wore that ring, that crazy ass horse ring, I wouldn't call it a horse ring. He wore that jackass ring. His, family, apparently his new family crest, the jackass breed. When he wore the jackass ring, all of a sudden Mary notices that, and he's like, "Why would you notice the ring? I don't understand what the big deal is. If nobody's going to notice the ring, then why are you buying your wife a ring trying to keep dudes off of her? You know what I mean? Like you think that you impressing her? She know what the bank book look like. She know you don't have no money, player. So you better get on the get right. You check your lady. My little pony ring. All right, we have Catherine first live up in the house. What's going on?
Hi, James. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can.
Good. I'm so excited. I usually watch your show the day after. So
Okay,
I'm
okay.
excited. I caught a live. I decided to stay up tonight and catch one.
Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Sorry, it's not as exciting as it usually is because there was a little dry tonight on the Sister Wives. But I'm glad you're here.
Well, thank you. The first thing I want to say is I love your show. I've been watching it since you started your channel, and
Oh wow,
you have great points of view. I love
thank
how you
you.
show how obvious you love your wife and kids. You talk about them, and it's very refreshing because it's you don't see that a lot anymore, and it's dwindling. So it's becoming very rare that there's a real man that knows how to take.
Hello. I think your sound just went out, but I appreciate the compliment though.
Well, sure. Let me see if I can turn this up a little bit.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
I'll try to. Anyway, is that better for you?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah, I was just, and it's the first I've been wanting to call in and talk to you for a long time, but I'm usually not up. So, um, and anyway, but yeah, I had a few
Uh-oh. I think you dropped out again.
couple of seasons. Did I drop out?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
you're back now though.
Okay. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Well, anyway, I was going to say all the episodes of the last couple of seasons I thought were horrible, but this season I've
Hmm.
been really excited. I thought this season has been really good. I've liked every episode except for the one tonight. I thought was pretty boring.
No, I
And
agree. I think that in concert to what you're saying, I think that a lot of what's been happening so far has been filling in a lot of gaps that has been left by previous seasons. So they'll bring up things like Howdy Pass or the family finances, but they never really drilled down on how these things work. So they left it up really to the fan base to kind of piece together what was going on. And of course, it's nice to hear that the puzzle pieces that we put together actually made the puzzle, and we were pretty much on point with a lot of the observations. So yeah, I do agree. I agree with that.
together, and I don't even mind all the Christine wedding stuff, honestly, because
Mhm.
it's kind of fun. Even though we've seen the wedding, I like to see their whole dating and all that. And I think, yeah, she's a little over the top with it, but I still think she, you know, she this is new to her. She's never been loved, like really loved, and it seems like um, David.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
It
You kind of cutting in and out.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why. I'm not doing anything different.
No, it's the Kremlins. I'm sure they get me too. They got me on the way in
Oh, okay. Well,
today.
yeah, it seems like he's a good guy. I mean, he did put off dating while he raised 8 kids, and I think that's pretty speaks a lot.
Uh-oh. Hello?
Still here.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, you're saying it speaks a lot to I guess his character or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, he put off dating to raise his children. And I think
Hmm.
for a lot of men, if they lose somebody or get divorced, then they end up getting remarried right away. And he didn't do that. And he said he
Right.
didn't date very often at all. So I just think it says a lot. So
Yeah, just click back out. But I think he was dating a little bit. He just didn't find anybody he was compatible with. But at the same time, I appreciate the fact that um, even in that search for somebody else, it sounds like he put his kids as a top priority. So he wasn't trying to just bed down a bunch of women and bring them home and try to shoehorn them into the family because he was lonely. Instead, he was trying to make sure that they were a good fit for his family and he could move forward with them. And if he couldn't, he was focused on his children, which I think is commendable. Like I think that's a huge thing.
and with that episode a couple of times back where Truly bit him in the car. Uh,
Hmm.
I kind of took that. To me, it kind of looked like playful, like on her side, like
Right.
she was being playful, and that she was, you know, like a show of affection or something. And I felt like she was kind of being playful, which in turn shows that she's comfortable with him. But I know
Right.
a lot of people have the opinion, oh, she was acting out and all this. I just didn't take.
They take it that way. Um, I would say that there is a certain level of uh, comfortability that Truly might be showing
Hmm.
with David because she is comfortable with him. She's allowed to act out. Like it would be more concerning if she was very reserved or she was very scared. Because if you go from being like, and this is one of the things that not that there's a lot of folks don't understand this, but just things that people get is that if you have a child that's very outgoing, and all of a sudden that child who is outgoing historically is all of a sudden super reserved, quiet to themselves, and they try to isolate, then there may be other things going on with that child. But in this case, for her to be able to feel comfortable enough about with David that maybe this is how she expresses herself, it could just be that she's just comfortable with him because they have a great relationship. There's also a point too that I say about reality TV is what makes reality TV shows relationships difficult and dangerous, if you will, especially like marriages and like romantic relationships, those kind of things, is because there are things that you may do in your relationship that work in your relationship. Maybe you call your boyfriend or your husband a name, or like you say something that if somebody were to hear it, they would say, "Wow, that relationship is terrible." You hear what she's saying to him? Like, I can't
Right.
believe it. But it's something that you guys have between you, and because you understand where it's coming from, it works in your relationship. But people who are seeing it from the outside may look at that very same thing and say that makes their relationship horrible. I've heard that about like couples I've seen on like there's a couple couples that do YouTube together, And every now and again, like in their comment section, somebody will say something to the effect of, "Oh, you know that this person or that person is abusive
Yeah.
because of how." Yeah, and it's like, no, it's just that's just how their relationship works. They're happy. You can see they're happy with each other, and there's no problems. But it's just that sometimes people read into it what they see it. What
Mhm.
they see in that situation.
Right. Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. I've watched a few of this, and I think they're funny. So,
Right.
yeah. But okay, back on to Mary. How when her mother passed, and she didn't
Mm,
really have much family support. Um, Janelle stepped up and went, and they were never close. And I think
right.
Kody went because I think he
Hmm.
really liked her mother. And I don't see how after that gesture by Janelle, Mary would doubt her.
Oh, you just cut out. But I think that you're saying like after that gesture of going to the funeral, Mary might not should understand, or at least should understand where Janelle is coming from,
Right,
and not interpret her
right.
feelings as being bad or negative.
I mean,
We're trying to warn her.
yeah, she sincerely wants to have her back and
Mm,
be good to Mary. And I just, and I don't see how she can still ever want to talk to Robyn. Like she was still seeing Robyn after that, trying to
right.
see Robyn. And I don't get that at all. If, you know, I don't know, the death of a parent is,
It's heavy. It's a heavy burden, and I agree. I just I feel bad for Mary in a lot of ways, just because I think that her desire to have that relationship with Robin, she wants to be cool with a person who has her husband's heart,
yeah.
which is a twisted scenario on its face.
Hmm.
That you actually have to be, in order for you to gain your husband's favor, you have to be cool with the woman that he wants instead
Hmm.
of you. Like it's that's a mind screw if I've ever
Well,
heard it.
yeah. And I do have to remember that Mary and
Oh, you just cut out again.
hear me now?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Well, Mary and Christine grew up like this. And
Right.
then they marry Kody, who is further emotionally abusing them and
Hmm.
financially abusing them and all kinds. And so I have to remind myself of that and give her grace because she really has to deprogram herself. And
Right. Right.
Christine too, but Christine sounds like she has someone to help her now through that. And I hope David's that guy.
Yeah, I mean, I think that part of that too is just exposure. I think that sometimes it's light, obviously shining light into a dark place and on some of the problems, but it's also just being exposed to a different kind of love or a different approach to love.
Yeah.
So if you grow up in a scenario or a situation where, you only see your husband once a week and that's normalized, for you to be exposed to, because even with Christine, she talks all the time about how watching her kids exposed her to the possibility that, what it's like to have a man who's constantly around
Hmm.
and constantly available and constantly present for you when you need him, as opposed to the guy who swings through once a week, on that part-time love. So, that exposure and then her actually having that type of relationship, I get why she's going crazy about it, because this is all new to her,
Right.
you know.
Right.
So I get it. I might not be like, oh, because I'm used to it, so it's not new to me. It's
Right.
just new to her, you
Right.
know. And so for
Yeah.
her, it's like, whoa, this dude keeps showing up. I go to bed, he's still there. I wake up, he's there. He leaves the house, and then guess what happened? At nighttime, he comes home.
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
know.
And most of us get an idea of what it kind of feels like in high school. Yeah.
Uh huh.
So that's why
Right.
she's acting
Oh, I think she's saying that that's why she acts like it's so new and she's so
Yeah,
excited about it.
yeah.
Right.
You know how you were with that first one, that first love. You know, it's
Hmm.
it's
Yeah,
exciting,
yeah.
and it's like she really is experiencing her first love now because
Right,
Cody
right.
wasn't it,
Right. Well,
and
and that's in fairness though, that's part of the reason why I was saying earlier why I think people have such hesitation towards like how quickly she's moving.
yeah,
Because we do remember that first love. And that first love, you thought this was the end all be all.
yeah,
We definitely gonna get married. We definitely gonna be together forever because those feelings are so strong and so powerful. And then a little while goes by, and even when you break up, it's like the end of the world. Like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do now? I'm an old maid at 16.
yeah, yeah.
Life's
You're right.
over. I ain't never gonna find nobody.
That's true. Um, One thing I thought was kind of funny. Did you notice? Okay, when Cody and his brothers went to look at the Vegas houses, they couldn't get to the gate through the gate, and
Yes.
it appeared to me that Mary and them got a lot further in. Did they get
Yes.
further in? It looked like they were on the street, like right in the middle of the cul-de-sac.
Oh, it was the angle. They were locked out the gate too.
Okay.
Yeah. But I thought that originally I thought that too. I was like, damn, they actually was in it. So because there were people who were friendly with them. Like the kids used to go to one of the neighbors' houses to go swimming all the time. That's what they were
Right.
saying on the show. So I was surprised they just didn't call them, you
Yeah.
know. But
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
I
sure
guess
they
they're
don't appreciate them showing back up now, but I get, wanting to go by once in a while and see somewhere you grew up or wherever you were, but I don't know. I don't think it's healthy for them right now.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, when you go there, you out there crying at the gate. Like that's not
Yeah, that would make me
good.
sad. I would be sad.
Right.
But and one other thing, I don't
Uh-oh. Cut out again. Hello?
is it working now?
Yeah, got you.
Okay. Well, when Cody was at the restaurant with Robin, uh,
Mm.
I hated that scene, but but Cody, I mean, his jealousy, I mean, that is such a red flag the way he acted when she just mentioned going to church. Um, but I also don't understand what he has ever seen in Robin because she's conniving, she's whiny, she cries all the time. And she, with the help of him,
Uh-oh. Like
she
cut out again.
she's single-handedly destroyed the entire family and taken away
Right.
everything from him. And when she leaves him, which I have no doubt she will, when she leaves him, he might realize that she manipulated a lot of this. And
Mhm.
that he's going to lose everything when she's gone because she's legally his wife and it's going to take him to the cleaners.
Right. Right. Yeah, it's a sad situation because he put so much into her, and on one hand, it's a sad situation because a lot of people wasted a lot of time and they were probably forced into situations, scenarios, and relationships that they probably shouldn't have been in, weren't ready to be in, weren't equipped to be in, and just didn't feed their souls. The sad part about it is that all this happened to all these folks, but at the same time, good on Christine, Mary, and Janelle because they seem to have learned what they needed to learn about themselves and things that they want. They're in a better position that they were in before. Cody, like, I have a feeling that he's going to get, like, Robin's going to do it,
Yeah.
right? But at the same time, it's hard for me, and this is my feeling. This is my personal feeling. It's hard for me to feel bad for Cody because at the end of the day, whether she's a lying, conniving, sneaky so and so, he went along with it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And No matter how, if I go out to a bar or a club and some woman comes up to me and she starts, putting on, full court press, she's trying to get it. The only way that works is if I allow it to work.
Right.
She can't. There's nothing she can say to me that's gonna make me just, yes, ma'am. We have to do what you say. I'm leaving my house, leaving my wife and my kids. Like, I would have to make that decision myself. And if whatever decision I make, it's 100% on me. It's on me. So the same, if I hold myself to that standard, I'm sure as hell gonna hold Cody to that standard. So Cody, if things don't work out between you and Robin, then you have a hard way to go. It's 100% on you.
Hmm.
You know.
Well, and I don't understand why his family, his like brothers and sisters, have not
Hmm.
tried to intervene and step up with him and tried to save him from himself, because I feel like he has really blown up his life. And
Hmm.
I I mean, if it was my family, I would be all over him.
Right. Right. Well, the only thing I would say with that is that with his personality, or at least how he's presented on the show, the fact that he hasn't lost yet, it would be hard to explain to him how he's losing. Like
Yeah.
where he's at, he doesn't see that he's losing. He just bought a $2 million house. He has the woman that he thinks he wants. He's got money coming in left and right. He's doing all the things he wants to do. Now later, if things turn, like they lose the show, then all of a sudden they can't afford to be in that house anymore, and rob and rip his pockets out. You know, then all of a sudden he'll be open to the lessons of, yeah, this is where you messed up. But right now he just feels like he's winning. And so it'd be very like he's just not in a position where he's ready to listen.
I don't
I don't think he would listen if they tried to explain it to him.
Well, and he probably wouldn't because he's so self-inflated, but he has lost
Hmm.
most of his children and he lost one child
Right.
permanently. And I'm
Right.
just sitting here thinking, what is his bottom? Because that would be my rock bottom. You know, um,
Right.
I don't understand his thinking and I won't ever understand it, but he's a scary guy because somebody in his position, if he has any loss as far as Robyn, if she's gone,
Oh, got out of here. Um, with regard to that, I would say that what makes him scary. Hello.
yeah,
Oh, okay. You were saying that he was scared. Go ahead. I'll let you finish.
yeah, I was just saying that I could see him being very dangerous to the people that are left around him when Robyn leaves, because I have no doubt she's going to leave him eventually.
Right. Yeah, I think it's coming. I think as soon as the money turns, like she'll find a reason to be gone. Like, and the crazy part is that she won't leave because the money is gone. She won't never say that to him,
Right.
but that'll be the reason. But it'll be something else silly, like, oh, the same thing he was doing. Basically, it'll be a turnabout. So the same thing he did to the OG3, where they find little things to be mad about, she'll do the same thing to him, like he snores or you take it too long to do your hair,
Yeah.
or you know what I mean. It'll be something silly like that that she breaks up with him for. Oh, you're being nasty to me. You're not listening. I'm spending too much money. You complaining about it. I don't like that. You're making me feel like I'm being controlled. It'll be something along those lines. But at the same time, you know, when push comes down to shove, she's always been sneaky. And this is also where I say it's on him because when they first got together, I'm watching the relationship. One of the things, the big red flags for me was always the fact that it seemed like every time he turned around with something concerning Robyn, everything was a secret. Everything was a secret. And the way he was telling those secrets, a lot of them were based in lies because he told the wives one thing and then him and Robyn went and did something else. Or they were keeping important information, relevant, cogent information that the wives should know away from them. And when you're doing that, you when you're with somebody who is willing, again, back to the whole thing I was saying before, if you're with somebody who is willing to lie with you, then they're willing to lie to you.
Hmm.
So if the same way she's deceptive to these women, and she was conniving and backstabbing with these women, and when you were sitting around keying and laughing about how you tricking them, and these three women are fools, and they never suspected that this is what you was doing, then you're demonstrating to yourself that she has the potential to do these things. So you can't be surprised when it happens and when she does it to you, because you know she does it.
Yeah.
But again, the problem is that if his family even went back to him and said what I just said, he would say, "Y'all don't understand how deep my love is. You
Hmm.
don't know. She's
Yeah.
amazing."
Yeah. You're probably right about that. I'm sure, and we don't know. They may have tried to talk to him, but I don't know. If it was my brother, I'd be on him like constantly because
Right. Oh, you get blacked out again. But yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. I think that most people would be on the family members trying to warn them. And the sad part is, I can see this devolving into a fist fight or argument about you don't understand, you don't know her. Your problem is you're just listening to the tabloids, or you only watch 20 minutes of our lives. Uh, Hello. All right. Well, Catherine, I appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much. It seems like we got disconnected, but thank you for calling in. I appreciate you. Um, Hello. Oh, all right. I appreciate everybody calling in. Let me see. Just real quick. All right. It's Bellum. It's like James said. We think he'd be regretful by now, but he's chose to be the perpetual victim. It's a good shield for the ego, but terrible for growth. Absolutely. If you don't self-reflect, then you're not growing. If you're not looking back, if you can't look at yourself, then how are you growing and developing and becoming a better person? Especially if I've never done anything wrong. I don't regret anything I ever did. Hell, I've done things right, and sometimes I'll be like, you know what, maybe that wasn't a good move. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. And that's just a weird, like, I don't know. There's a point where, you know, the part of the reason why bad things sometimes happen, even in families like this with husbands, and this will be one of the last things I say. I gotta get some sleep. But even with like husbands like this in these types of families, is that wise men question. They question themselves all the time. They question whether I'm doing the right thing, whether I'm making mistakes, whether, this was appropriate. Maybe I shouldn't have said this. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe, they'll have a lot of questions as to what they're doing. Fools, 100% certain. They know for sure that everything that they're doing is right. No questions, no hesitation. Everything that rolls through my mind and I imagine I want to do, I do because I'm always right. And that's just how they see the world. That's how they see their lives. And it's scary. And I think that when you think about like how um even as we were talking about earlier with like Cody's family members and people trying to come to him and say, like, look, this isn't gonna work, he's going to be a rockhead about it, and he's just going to keep moving and pressing forward. And that even in those conversations, like, hey, even if you love Robyn, okay, fine, you love Robyn and you met the love of your life. What about these three women? The promises that you made commitments to them, and you vowed that you were going to treat them a certain kind of way. You're failing at that. What about that? And he says, well, the hell with it. I'll just do what I want to do. I'm going to do what I want to do, how I want to do it, the way I want to do it, because I'm not listening to anybody else. That's a fool, you know? And as mentioned, I think that sooner or later, uh, that's what happens. Like fools meet a fool's end, and I think that that's where we're talking about. Um, Eventually, Robin is going to leave, or rip his pockets out, or break him financially, give him that poverty that he's been waiting for. The fact that that's his greatest fear is kind of telling in and of itself that I'm so concerned about poverty. And then all of a sudden you have a woman who's going to come along and give you the poverty that you've been waiting for. Just saying. It's weird. It's funny. Life is a funny thing, man. I love watching life happen because life will happen. Last super sticker from Rosalind Davis, 299 super sticker. Thank you so much, Rosalind Davis. Let me give you a little something, something to appreciate because I appreciate. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. You guys kept me up, but you kept me awake. You kept me interested and intrigued. So I appreciate you all. Make sure you come back and check me out tomorrow night at 7 p.m. I'll be starring with Sarah from we doing Sister Lives. She's actually from Reality Squad. And from what I understand, Sarah and her husband now have a podcast, so you can look for that, check that out. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I appreciate you all. Let me give you guys a round of applause, as well as for my superstar mods. Salute, Carmel Cuties and Brittany, not Brittany. Thank you guys so much. So a big round of applause for the two mods, Brittany, not Brittany, Carmel Cuties, for everybody who was cool in the chat. I appreciate you guys. You keep it live, you keep it funky, as well as the folks who called in. Always a pleasure talking to the people, who watch the show and enjoy the community. Thank you guys so much for your interesting points. Let me give you a little something, something. Yeah, you know how we do it. But thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. I noticed the season slowed down a little bit, but I think that we might be getting an upswing start next week. I'm looking forward to it. So make sure you're right back here at the same bad time, same bad channel, or as I like to say, the same My Take time, same My Take channel. I'm James. This has been My Take on Reality. And guess what, y'all? I'm out.